We are live and we are hatless. Whoop whoop. Can't even clap that loud because I got, you know what? I'm just going to do the Mimi Skincare. Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Mimi Skincare. I'm kidding. I don't know what this is called. I have no idea. Smells like oranges. That's all I can tell you. Smells like oranges and I love it. Oh, the hat's right here. Don't even worry about it. There's no more hectic time than when I'm right about to go live, ladies and gentlemen, and into the first 2 minutes of the podcast. You'll never see a more erratic podcast. This is a high erratic outfit that we have going here, okay? Cortisol is up right now, ladies and gentlemen. I had to hand off the baby. I could not have a repeat of yesterday, although it was very sweet. I know. It was very sweet. Had to hand off that baby. Had to make sure he was in good hands with the wife. Let's throw that hat on. What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Baby coach isn't going to be here every single time, you know. Just wanted to make sure my wife could shower. She showered really, really quick, really fast. So we are all good. I know. We can't have them on all the time. You know, I always think to myself, man, how cool would it be? You know, it's cool and scary to have one of those channels. You ever see those channels where someone just has their whole family? Hold on a second. Got to poke you in the eye here for a second. Camera's off a little bit. How cool would it be to have like a family podcast, you know, family show where the kids are just running around and the wife? I don't do all that, though. When you're in like a semi-political space and there's Kandahar giants frothing at the mouth, you can't do that kind of thing, you know. It has been said, I don't know, maybe allegedly, perhaps, they are using government resources to track podcasters. That's weird. It's very weird. Seen it happen in action myself. Very weird. Wonder who's okay with that. I really do think about that sometimes. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. People on the internet are creepy, so you can't do it, you know? But when I see those channels, I'm like, man, that guy's, you know, he's living it up. I love making content, love my family, but, you know, yeah, someone said not surprising. Yeah, they're, it seems like, I don't know, seems like someone's out there connected to government resources and they are using it to talk about or to track people. So very interesting. We are live on Kick and Twitch today, as well as YouTube. We're doing all three. Didn't know I could do this with StreamYard, so we're doing all of that. Anyway, let's jump right in, guys. Candace gave us a doozy. Just finished listening to Barron's podcast as well. Candace went in on Ivanka Trump, and I took that as an opportunity to say, you know what? Let's go a little deeper into that with those community posts, ? I always used to do that with Joe Rogan. I'd always use him as a launch pad into a much deeper topic. So we're going to go deep into that whole island thing, that whole Albania thing that's going on. I think that should be happening. So we're going to do that. We're going to go deep into that. But of course, I'm going to give you that recap, you know, and then I'm going to give you a little touch into what Barron was talking about. I found that very interesting. What he was describing in these troll farms that he was talking about really sounds like something that they used to do. I think maybe he mentioned it. They used to do it in the Soviet Union. And they used to do it to organizations like the Black Panthers and any organization, really, back in the 50s and 60s. And I'll talk about what that is. Yes, the coffee link. Yes, of course, the coffee link. I will make sure that the coffee link is up and pinned. We will do that right now. Thank you for reminding me. You know, I really want to go into Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock has a great episode on this podcast where he is talking about Antarctica, and I cannot wait to get into that. At all. Look at that. It posts. I don't know if you guys can see it. It posts me like 3 times when I post something now. Maybe it's only I can see that, but We're firing on all platforms, not X, because that opens you up to attacks. Too many government shills out there trying to masquerade as Christians. It's actually ridiculous. X, since Elon has taken over, quite frankly, went from just blue-haired cancel culture sensitive people to straight up Soviet Union planting people all around to cause disinformation and making people confused. And it's crazy what goes on there. In fact, when you see someone start getting attacked, it's usually because they're posting on X a lot. I see the correlation all too clearly. Anyway, love to learn the research into that. Huge leg today. Wow, huge leg today. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's jump in. Do you guys already know about the coffee link? Let's see. Sorry, I'll make me bigger. Even though we're down 26 pounds as of today, ladies and gentlemen, 26 pounds down, almost at the 30. Buymeacoffee.com/Coach Colin. It is pinned. You can tap that link and you will be able to buy a coffee and talk as much as you want. So go and check that out. Anyways, let's jump into Candace Owens, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm noticing? Oh, I don't have a tab to go to the super chats. No. Is that true? Is it true? Oh no. That's crazy. Because I'm streaming on multiple things. Oh my gosh. If somebody knows how to fix that, please help me. Let's get into it. Candace Owens went into a bunch of different stuff, but let's start here. Let's start right here and got little bits of notes. This is where she mentions Charlie Kirk and her getting attacked by when they were in a certain place. And I just found this very funny. Let's play this really quick.
Next model management in New York City, but we certainly would like to hear it. We deserve to hear it. Instead, her method of dealing with reasonable public questions is to use Turning Point's bottomless budget to target people with influencers and lawyers while she directs her private plane to transport her away from any meaningful debate. So I'm going to say this again. Erica Kirk is not built for public life. She's not qualified for public life, or rather, legitimate public life, earned public life. But she carries on anyway because this is what was promised to her. That's my honest opinion that I want to share with you guys today. I believe Erica Kirk was told that they would make her vice president in 2028. That's what it feels like to me. When I look at everything that's happened, what they were doing, the way the wind was blowing, it was like Erica Kirk was promised that she would become vice president of the United States because she has approached everything as though it was a coronation, right? A coronation.
This is very true. This is not the clip that I wanted. Somebody actually knows exactly what I'm talking about, where they were attacked. I was like, oh man, I have to play that clip. I have it right here. But just to talk about that she was promised to be VP. I do think that there's some truth to that. I think, and here's the thing. I don't know if it's that she was promised or that she's been positioned for this the whole time, or they figured Charlie was just going to go be president. They had him in line the same way that the current president is seems to be. Can't say for sure. A lot of people have come to the conclusion that he is bought and paid for. They figured Charlie will be able to be bought and paid for as well because he's gone along with the program for so long. And all of a sudden it was like he wasn't doing it and he was thinking about giving money back, and him selling his house and all these different things. Maybe he didn't tell Andrew about that. Maybe he didn't tell Blake or any of these guys about selling the house and all these changes. Maybe there was only one person that knew about those changes coming. Maybe that person relayed the information. Who could that one person be that would be closest to him? Well, we all know who that is. And now it seems like she was promised the vice presidency, but maybe that was just the fallback plan, because it is known information that JD Vance was supposed to run. And nobody could figure out who JD Vance would have as his VP. And it was supposed to be Charlie Kirk, apparently. But also there is talk about how he wouldn't have been old enough at that point to even do that. So I don't know. That just might be like just a story that's out there. But everybody knows that there was a Vance Kirk domain that was bought 3 days after Charlie passed. Who else could that be? So just to solidify what Candace is thinking here, just to solidify what Candace is thinking here, there was some kind of discussion had. Whether she was privy to that discussion, who knows? I am a big believer that there could be Gary for VP. Yeah, his slogans will be hands behind your back, everybody. Candace thrown in jail for life. That's it. Gitmo, that's where she is forever. Gary's VP. Are you kidding me? And he'll be exposing classified information to foreign countries by accident. That would be the main thing he'd be doing. Oh, sorry, I just never mind those codes. Sorry, Mr. President. I showed someone the nuclear codes. I'm sorry. I was just trying to run the country and all this stuff. I was just trying to. Sorry about that. Sorry. Anyway, please, Mr. Putin, don't remember those numbers. This is crazy. Why am I talking to this moron? There's this moron here. This is nuts. I don't want to do this. This is disrespectful. More disrespect from America. You know, just so mad. The most transparent VP. The most transparent, accidentally transparent VP in American history. just the worst. Just always telling people things, you know. And that's the reason that we are going to bomb Syria in 2 weeks. 2 weeks we are going to just bomb Syria. Huh? What? I'm not supposed to. Huh? You guys, we talked about it in the war room. I wasn't supposed to. I'm really sorry. Guys, everybody, can you guys delete that? We're live? Oh, okay. Just the worst, you know? But I do think that she was promised something like that. And again, I should go to what I was saying. Got detoured there with a little Gary bit, you know, as I do. But I am a big advocate, I guess I could say, of people being a part of things and they don't know that they're a part of it. They have no idea. They think things are just happening by chance. They just think there's luck and preparation and opportunity. And they just think that's what's happening throughout their life as they're being moved up and up, whether it's in media, whether it's in the government or, you know, anything, entertainment industry. And they don't know that they're a part of something. Right. I'm just saying. So that could be it. But let's find out this little tidbit here that I just loved. I just loved it when I saw this. Here we go. Here, check this out. Let's go back to Candace here.
Outside. Don't forget, Antifa notoriously chased me and Charlie out of a restaurant in Philadelphia once. They threw an egg at Charlie, and he smiled, and he laughed, and he waved at the camera. Okay, take a listen. Take a look at this.
Of course, Philadelphia, right, guys? Of course, Philadelphia would do something like that. I've always told you about those Philadelphians, haven't I? Haven't I been warning you about the Philadelphians for years now? Or months, whatever. Haven't I been warning you about them? And everybody's just like, listen, Charlie went to Philadelphia. It's fine. They only hit him with one egg. You know, Officer Tatum's like, hey, man, I love Philadelphia. Listen, my friend Charlie, mama, you remember my friend Charlie? Oh, baby, the government killed your friend. Mama, stop that. Listen, my friend Charlie went to Philadelphia just one time, and they only hit him with one egg, okay? And it was a chosen egg. It was all good. And he laughed, and Candace was there, and she laughed. It was all good. I love that place. I go there and lick the walls. I be licking the walls when I'm out in Philadelphia. Yep. And mama, you see me? You see me licking that wall, mama? Oh, baby, you can't be licking walls. That's disgraceful, baby. You know that wall ain't even from a temple, baby. Mama, who filling your head with this? Oh, baby, I've been watching that Coach Colin. I've been watching that Coach Colin. Mama, come on. Mama, you want to come and see the wall with me? Oh, no, baby. I'm America first and America only. Mama's cool. We don't make fun of Mama on the show. That's for dang sure. Anyway, we do not make fun of Mama on the show. Okay. Mama's a cool one. Anyway, let's keep going. The next clip, I think that was no, we got this one here where she brings up Erica Kirk being promised. Okay. She was promised the presidency 3,000 years ago. It just came to my head and I'm like, oh, I gotta say it. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on here. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's a dumb joke. Anyway, let's keep going here. Candace Owens, ladies and gentlemen. She was on a roll. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, I couldn't find it. But somebody tagged me. Oh, I can find it because they tagged me. No, they just wrote it. They said that Candace said in the episode, I'm bunning too hard. I'm just bunning too hard. And they're like, you must be proud right now, Coach Colin. Nah, come on. That's all her. The battle bun's her, man. I'm not taking credit for the battle bun. I don't put that hair back. I don't activate. I don't do. That's not me. That's all her. That's all her. Get your battle bun merch, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm getting mine. I'm getting mine soon. Anyway, let's move on to the next Candace clip here really quick. Or here, I'm supposed to do this. This is what Ian does. Coach got the battle bald going. Wow. That's it. When I'm pissed, that's what I do. I show up like this. When I'm pissed off. That's how you guys know. Like, wow. Coach pulled his hat back. Coach pulled his hat back. All right, do it like this. I do it like this. Yeah. She has like I pull it back like this. Yeah. I pull it back like this. That's how you guys know. That's how you guys know I'm pissed. That's how you guys know I'm mad. When I let the whole forehead out. You guys, that's how you guys know. Okay. We're gonna Coach pulled the skin back. You're disgusting. Whoever said that. Good God. What's the matter with you? I'm not like Tim Pool. See, Tim Pool holds on to that stuff. You got to just let it go, man. Go ahead and just let that go. Don't be holding on to side hair like Hulk Hogan. Don't be holding on to side hair. Get rid of that stuff. Get rid of that stuff, man. You kidding me? You don't need all that hair. Anyway, here. Okay, let's go into the next Candace clip.
Question. And to people watching this, this is not an invitation. There's nothing the donors did wrong here. They asked a question after a presentation. In fact, the donor who told me that it's doctored and is willing to go very far on this claim, and that is doctored, said that they similarly thought the same thing. Charlie, you're one guy. That's why they had this secondary dinner with him after this and spoke to him about it. And Charlie never once said anything about Erica to them, about his plans. He simply reiterated that the board would figure it out. He talked about Steve Jobs. He talked about people like Steve Jobs who lost his life and Apple carried on. He did not elect Erica Kirk to take his spot legally in any documents outside of private conversations that we're never going to hear. But this is a video that exists, and I just helped you remove a barrier, so you're free to now share the entire thing. And again, I want to be clear, I don't think the donors did anything wrong. So we don't need to look into the donors. We're just helping Turning Point to remove the barrier because it doesn't matter, even though the donors are not even on camera. Like I said, I've become legally literate due to a great many frivolous lawsuits against me. Andrew Colvet is very clearly being advised to lie by omission or to bring on people who are willing to lie explicitly, like Graham Allen, to have other people make claims while he refrains from making them. Most notorious is when he hosted Graham Allen to claim that the White House correspondent's internal email that I shared was fake.
So there's one thing. Here, let me put this on. You see the shine? See, it usually shines more. And that's why I put the hat on. Because I'm like, I don't know how to get rid of the shine with the light and everything. It's too much to manage. It's just way easier to just put a hat on. Yeah. Anyway. And plus the headphones fit better. I don't know. I got a big head, but it's small for some reason. The headphones fall off all the time. Anyway, there's one thing that I disagree here with what she said. She's saying that I'm pretty sure she already actually said it. Did she say that?
Andrew Colvett knows that email is not fake.
Hold on.
And when we receive our FOIA response officially regarding the email, Andrew Colvett is going to look like the liar that he is. As an update on that, because we don't leave anything alone and we have balls in the air, we told you that Erica Kirk in that email was described as an emotional asset. This was approximately 1 hour after the shooting, when the main concern should have been safety. Instead, the Department of War was directing people to artificially boost her "I want to go home" video because it was an emotional asset. They wanted that video to be the #1 video by morning. So we sent out a bunch of FOIA requests.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure she already said it. She was saying how when it comes to the donors who asked the question, what happens if you die, that they didn't do anything wrong and that no one should look into them. And I kind of disagree with that. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm not calling for anybody to. But if somebody did, I think it would be completely okay. They asked the question, what happens if you die? As he was at a point where there were all these people. We remember that woman who actually sent him the message saying, the hand of God will be removed from you. You continuing to ask these questions will be at your own peril. He said that he was getting dozens of messages while he sat with Megyn Kelly. They were questioning his moral character. They were berating him. You had donors pulling away. You had him, you had all these different things. And then while they're at this meeting where there's all of these people, all these donors, someone asked, what happens if you die? What happens? What happens at Turning Point if something happens to you? I feel like, Lori Cardoza Moore. Yeah. When she was saying that stuff to Charlie, and she was very open about it. She even reiterated it in like a car video that she did. I feel like Barron does when it comes to car videos. They're terrible. They are. Get a light, get a chair in your house. Come on. But get some headphones, shave your head, put a hat on, a Bucky's hat. But I think that that person should be looked into. I think in an investigation, if this was a straightforward investigation where Kash Patel wasn't involved and all this weirdness wasn't going on, I think that person would be maybe not a suspect, but someone that would be looked into. The same way that normally they do look into the wife and the brother and the close work colleagues and the people that were around them 24/7, all the things that we're told are so silly to be looking into. Usually in an investigation, it's pretty standard to look into those things. I think it would also be pretty standard to look into what that person meant, what that person was saying, what that person's communications were with Charlie before he passed away, all of those things, their position politically, all of those things. So, I don't know. I just, that was the one thing. That was the one thing. That was the one thing that I was like, I kind of disagree with that. And again, I'm not saying to anybody, hey, go look into these people. I'm not saying that, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. I think they should be looked into a little bit, or at least understand who they are, right? Someone said Daisy's probably on it. Maybe, I don't know. I would think so. It would just make sense to be on it. But she was on a roll with this whole episode. She did talk, I'm actually going to play a little bit more of this because she's talking about the emotional asset thing. At least questioned. Yeah, someone's like, at least questioned. Maybe it was a warning. That's where I come in. So someone just said maybe it was a warning. That's what I think. The second I hear that, along with everything that Charlie was going through, and then the fact that he passed away brutally, how do you not at least question that person? And I can guarantee, I'm 95% sure That person hasn't been questioned. For sure, has not been questioned at all. I'm sure they didn't even consider it. They probably didn't even mention it. Andrew, whoever was there who could mention it to the authorities, for sure didn't. And I get it. It seems like this person, I don't know. It seems like there's a donor that's telling Candace that it's doctored. I don't know that it's the same person that actually asked the question. And I kind of doubt that it is. Kind of. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if it was. So that's where I'm at with it. I think we should at least know who that person is and where they stand on things. Because like, what if all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's this lady, she's best friends with Miriam Adelson? You'd be like, whoa, what? Huh? She has 4 DOD contracts and she's friends with Lori Franzvi. You'd be like, what the? Hold on a second. What did you say? You know? And she has 3 sons that work in the bureau directly underneath Kash Patel. You'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? Maybe she did. Maybe she did look into them. I don't know. Someone's saying Candace probably looked into them. Maybe. I've no clue. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But I don't know. You should kind of be thought about a little bit. A little bit. Could be a warning. I'm big. Listen, I've done whole episodes on temperature checks and warnings and things of that nature. I think that's a big thing. I think they do that quite a bit. I talked about them doing that with Theo when he goes on JRE. I talked about that with different people in Hollywood that have received the same type of things. I think Candace has been put through that unknowingly, like when she was going through her cancellation and she says she thinks there was handlers around her. I think Charlie went through that when he had to sit with Ben Shapiro just like a day or so before he passed away. I think they do that a lot. And I think they send warnings and things of that nature. I think that happens a lot. So that's just me. Anyway, let's get to the deeper topic. I notice, I can't say a lot of people aren't talking about it, but I haven't noticed many people talking about it. It goes a little deeper than what we would think. We're talking. Oh, okay. It's linked to a video. I don't want to play that, but we're just we're showing these 2 people, right? I don't know if these are names I'm not supposed to be saying, but we'll find out by the way that this video performs. We're talking about these 2. This is Jared and Ivanka. I will never forget that The Simpsons showed a sign that said Ivanka 2028. And The Simpsons also predicted the current president passing away. I shouldn't say they predicted it. It's something that they put in their show. They are known to predict things. They put in their show that he passes away. They also put a sign that says Ivanka 2028. And if anybody can make that happen, I would think it would be this guy right here would be able to make that happen. But we'll see. We'll see. The Simpsons isn't always right. Although, what we always say about The Simpsons is that they're always right. So maybe they are. But let's jump over to Candace talking about this whole thing a little bit. I thought she'd go deeper into it. Maybe she will end up going deeper into it, but it goes very deep. This whole actually, I shouldn't even say, she actually does a hilarious bit about I might actually just find that little bit that she does. She's actually really funny when she talks about that.
And I guess we're supposed to think Ivanka's just is innocent.
Oh, sorry. Of course, we have it on double speed, ladies and gentlemen. Of course. My mind works really fast. That's all.
Wife or something. Like, you could just be like married to Henry Yagoda and it's all good because you smile and you pretend like you're just being moved spiritually. You share verses and goals on your Instagram and make everything look super pretty. And so don't mind the genocide that my family is benefiting from. Genocide was a little icky over in Gaza. We are going to benefit from that financially. But what are we going to do with all this money that we've now earned from this genocide? Well, we're going to buy an island. But what island are we going to buy? And this is when they roll out Ivanka. Ivanka's supposed to make you feel like it's clean, right? Like you can commit a genocide and then feel really squeaky clean about yourself and spiritual almost. Like she can speak and it's like, I just was so drawn to this island. I really want to, this is going to be really hard, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this with my billions and billions of dollars that we've earned off the back of dead children. The widows that we don't care about.
This is crazy.
That are in Palestine. Anyway, let's just hear Ivanka. She went onto a podcast, David Senra's podcast, and she's going to do that. She's going to make you feel really warm. She's supposed to be making you feel really warm and fuzzy, discussing her plans for Sazan Island, which is off the coast of Albania. It's actually Albania's largest island. It's known for its rugged coastline. It has abandoned tunnels, but let Ivanka explain.
You see how she just skimmed over that? You notice what she did there? You got to listen close when it comes to Candace. She didn't have to bring up tunnels. She didn't have to bring up abandoned tunnels like that. She knows what we're all going to think about when she brings up abandoned tunnels. She knew what we were all going to think about. That's not me putting it in your head. That's Candace putting it in your head. She said, oh, it has abandoned tunnels. Huh? What? And it's true. It actually goes way deeper. This is not just an island. So I'll be showing you that. James Lee did a great little breakdown, as he does. Yeah, it's way more than what it seems. It seems like it's just an island. Like, they're just an island. They're going to have some fun. They're going to have some baby oil dipped fun. What's wrong with a little slip and slide? What better place to have a little slip and slide than a nice island away from things? What? Huh? No, it's not just that, though. Okay, let's keep going.
To you how she discovered this island. Take a listen.
I'm working on an incredible project with my husband in the Mediterranean. It's massive in scale.
Yeah.
I think that's an understatement. Can you explain?
Yes, it is.
There's no power on this island. You're building everything from scratch. Correct.
Well, it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400 hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it. We swam to the islands. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated. And it stayed with us ever since. And over the course of many years, we developed the opportunity to help realize its potential and transform it, but with a lot of restraint and care, because the land is so beautiful that really the architecture
a lot of restraint and care. They're taking over. They want to take over the whole island. A lot of restraint. What are you talking about? You want to take it over and build things on it. But restraint is, wow, this is such a beautiful place. I'd love to buy this and just do what we do and just plaster my last name all over this thing. I really would. My father's last name. I would love to do that, but we're going to have some restraint. We're going to enjoy it in our barefoot hike, which no, there's no way. There's just no way. It takes a lot to do a barefoot hike, guys. I mean, that didn't happen. They didn't swim over to it. They didn't swim over to it. What actually probably happened, I don't know for sure, but probably what actually happened is they were on a super yacht, not a regular yacht. These are not plebs, okay? All right? They're not plebs. Show some respect. It was probably a super yacht made by Lamborghini. And what happened was they got close enough to the island that they just kind of took maybe 50 of the locals and they probably just stretched them across from the yacht to the land. And they probably just walked on the backs of these locals until they got to the land. And then they found the biggest local that they can find. And they had all these guys like in the bottom of the yacht, because that's just how that goes. And, and then they brought the biggest one and she got on his back and said, onward, move now. That's probably what happened. Okay. I don't know for sure. Okay. I can't be 100% sure, but it seems like that's what you would do if you had this kind of money. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Listen, that's how they live. Okay. That is how they live. Don't judge it. All right. They're not judging you. Don't judge them. They use locals as steps. What else are you going to do? Get wet? What? I don't want to get wet when I'm going around Christopher Columbusing certain islands in different regions of the world. I don't want to do all that. And there were probably some people that lived on those islands, and those guys are gone because restraint. Oh, because restraint. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. Come on. It's just for laughs. Okay, let's go.
Has to be fully integrated into it, almost rise from it. You know, it's not even a business for me, despite the
No.
scale of it. We not only the
Of course
islands, but we
not.
have 5 miles of beachfront directly
Mm.
across from the island, this beautiful peninsula with a lagoon on one side, the ocean on the other, beautiful white sand beaches. For me, it feels more like a challenge than anything else. The culmination of all of my experience in real estate, all of my travel, a lot of reflection on how I want to live, how I think people increasingly are wanting to live, and trying to really build something that's a tangible manifestation of that. That requires a lot of vision, the collaboration of some of the greatest masters that exist. So I was just there walking the lands, really just trying to sort of be with it and experience it alongside some of the greatest living architects of our time, like true masters of their craft, people with integrity so absolute, like there will be no compromise. And that's something we want to create there. So we're very excited.
This is very interesting. If you really listen to what she's saying, she's not really saying things. You know that? Like if you actually were you actually listening to what she's saying? She's not really saying things. You notice that? Is that like an elite trick? Like here, let's listen back. She's not really saying anything.
And trying to really build something that's a tangible manifestation of that. That requires a lot of vision, the collaboration of some of the greatest masters that exist. So I was just there walking the lands, really just trying to sort of be with it and experience it alongside some of the greatest living architects of our time, like true masters of their craft, people with integrity so absolute, like there will be no compromise. And that's something we want to create there. So we're very excited.
I'm excited too, Ivanka.
Candace's face. Oh my gosh. She's one of those people that can't hide her face, you know? Can't hide her face at all. Yeah, I saw somebody, I was watching this live, and there's always these, you could call them bots, but you know, you don't know who's a bot and who's not. But somebody was like, she's doing big things and you're just jealous. Like, that's it. That's why Candace is doing this, because she's jealous. Candace secretly wants to take over an island and be protested by the locals and forced out and have one of the biggest protests ever happen at her feet. That's what she's looking for. That's exactly what she's jealous. I know I am. You know, when I hike, I have to do it on my own feet. I have no person that I can jump on their back and they hike up a white sand mountain. And then I look over everything and I say, I'm going to destroy and build at the same time. That's what we're going to do here. We are going to be Brahma and Shiva at the same time. And we are going to destroy and build. You understand? We're going to be like a universal force here. I don't get to have those conversations. I mean, you know, yeah, I guess I wish I could. I don't know. Yeah. You guys know I'm a real estate coach, right? I mean, it's kind of a real estate coach's dream.
I'm really excited for you guys. When we talk about these architects that have a vision and these masters, I'm sure we're also referring to people like, Jared Kushner and Bibi Netanyahu. They had a vision. It was, look at all this land in Palestine. We kind of need a fake incident called October 7th in which we are the masters of it. And then we're going to claim to be victims. And then we're going to wipe out an entire population. And it is true that people do like to live along white sandy beaches and jump off of yachts with their friends and swim. And I'm glad she acknowledged that. I'm sure the Palestinians would like to live like that, but they can't. So it took a true master and an architect to think through cutting off their water and starving them.
I mean, just the most sarcastic rant that she has ever gone on ever. Just the most sarcastic rant you will ever hear from Candace here. Let me just move ahead a little bit.
To go, she got on her friend's boat, and they decided to go for a swim. And they went for a swim, and she said, and I quote, "That's effectively how we found the island." Well, who knew she was Leif Erikson? Ivanka the Red. Nobody knew who this island was before Ivanka and her friend Nat Rothschild. Probably was a small boat. It was probably something they just put together. Not a giant yacht with a GPS system that told them exactly which island they were going to. Because while we're on Zillow looking for apartments and houses, people of this caliber probably just look for islands and land that they can purchase, which is already owned by other countries and other people. And they go, that would be nice. Ooh, there's Palestine. That's got a really nice beachy coastline. There's a lot of humans on it, though. What are we going to do? We're going to October 7th. Yeah, that's a lot. And then we're going to say we're the victims after we mass murder people.
I mean, listen. It does have a lot of white sandy beaches. I'm just saying, okay? This is a real estate coach. I'm talking to you as a real estate coach right now. It does have a lot of white sandy beaches, okay? And it could be cheap. All right? I'm just saying, if you wanted a little hotel, a little 5-story hotel, kind of boutique, wouldn't cost as much as it would in New York. You know what I mean? New York, that costs $80 million. $100 million even. Texas, probably $30 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, you go over there, after the limbs and the rubble are removed, I'm just saying, $2 million. I mean, it's kind of an opportunity. Once the limbs and once it's all, I'm just saying, it's white sand. It's white sand. You don't get white sand. Huh? How often do you find that? The whole Middle East is quite like a paradise. You know, it's very much like a paradise. You know, it's just so many different political opinion, ideologies, and stuff. If you could just move all that. I mean, that would be the place. I mean, anyway, I'm just saying. Only 33 payments of $1 billion 99 cents. Okay, you can have a hotel with a data center underneath, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and you can call it whatever you want. It does not have to be Palestine. It does not have to be the Albanian island. You can call this whatever you want. You can rename it, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big opportunity here. White sands, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to sell your soul. You understand? Anyway.
So Ivanka wants you to believe that she's Ivanka the Red. She was just literally, she discovered an island 2026. She was just swimming and she was like, Jared, what is that? What that looks, should we swim over there? And Jared turned over to Nat Rothschild and he was like, do you guys know what that is? And the captain of the yacht, the captains and the people who were serving them their napkins on the yacht, and the people when you drop something, pick something up on the yacht and hand, and the chef and everybody got the wrong. They said, no, we've never seen it. We can't tell you what it is. We were just steering this boat yonder. We were just steering it yonder. This is uncharted territory.
I mean, yonder is how fed up she is with the whole thing. How often do you hear a podcaster say yonder? Oh, just so upset about the whole thing, as she should be, I guess. I mean, if you're not gonna break any land out there, I guess you'd be upset. I guess she's just jealous. That's all that is. It's so crazy. But she's a discoverer. And listen, people from that family are discoverers, all right? If you asked me 3 years ago, I would say she's just doing what her dad does, and she's just, just making a real estate deal. What's the big deal? You know, you ask me now, and I say maybe they shouldn't go over yonder. You know, maybe they shouldn't, but they did, and it caused this. Let's go deeper into this subject. Pretty crazy. Is there music playing? Okay, so these guys went off. These guys went off. I have a whole bunch of tabs about this. I'm just gonna work through them as we go, but they went off. The Flamingo Revolution in, I don't know how to say that. I'll say Tyrannia is getting incredible worldwide support. I've seen Albanians. I've never seen Albanians this united for one cause, protecting Zvernik, and saving the flamingos. The crowds keep growing, and if rumors are true, whoever started this must regret it now. You know, it's getting pretty serious. So I'll move on to the next one. Images here. I mean, people are assembling over this. People are really assembling over this. That's a beautiful sight to see. You know, so it's a very beautiful sight to see. And then that's how they're reacting. They they don't look super nice, you know. See, and this is the thing. You know what I think of when I see, every time I see these two, is that Theo Von was like at dinner with them. You know, he had like a dinner with them. I guess they were trying to like pull him over. Yeah, that's why he gets that temperature check, because he got in really close, and then he kind of pulled back, and it's like, I don't know if you just get to pull back from those people, Theo. We'll see. Albanians' Flamingo Revolution has hit the second week, which I did not know. And it's no longer just about the Kushner resort, which started as opposition to two $5 billion luxury developments on protected stretches of, I can't even say that, Iretic coast, has snowballed into demands for the entire political establishment to step down. Now that's happening because they didn't just come in and they're just like, we're just going to take this. They had to communicate with, I believe, I'm thinking in Albania, they have a president, and that president was actually willing to do this. Now we'll get more into that president a little down the tabs, but that is why I think they're so upset. Every evening, 6 p.m. Let me see here. But then you guys can't read it. Whatever. I should embrace people wanting to see me. It's fine. It's fine. Every evening at 6 p.m., thousands gather in the main square and march on the PM's, okay, so they have a prime minister, office, carrying flags and homemade banners without leaders or a party machine, just TikTok and word of mouth. Wow, you know what you're not going to be able to say on TikTok soon. The name comes from the flamingos nesting near the protected coastline the resorts would carve up. Wow. Protesters say both major parties in power since the early 1990s are happy to sell the country to the highest bidder. PM Edi Rama is refusing to budge, pointing to his 52% election win as proof of his mandate. Brussels is less convinced, warning Albania its EU path is at risk if it bulldozes through environmental rules. Well, that's good, at least. 13 years in power, and the drop that finally overflowed the cup was a beach. Well, that's good. That's good. If they've been upset with this guy for a long time, that's good. So again, massive. That's I don't even think we register how massive that is. I mean, that goes on. Like, if you were to look at it for blocks, that looks like it goes for like 10 blocks, and we can't even see to the end of it. It's so crazy. That is so wild. Man, it's beautiful to see like people assemble, in my opinion. I love when I see people assemble like that. Anyway, we keep going. Protests in Albania are exploding for the 7th. This is back when it was a week. Thousands of Albanians are refusing to surrender their land to Jared Kushner's elite private island wish. They are also demanding the immediate removal of their prime minister for colluding with Jared Kushner and Philadelphia, stating Albania is not for sale. Let's listen to this really quick.
Thousands took to the streets of Albania's capital this week with a message for their prime minister.
Albania is not for sale.
They're demanding authorities stop the construction of a $1.4 billion luxury coastal resort backed by Jared Kushner's investment firm, Affinity Partners.
It will be basically another city.
Protesters went to the site of the proposed development today, which sits on the country's Adriatic coast and wildlife reserve, home to seals, nesting sea turtles, and flocks of flamingos. In a podcast earlier this week, Ivanka Trump discussed how she and her husband stumbled upon the area's untouched beauty while on a friend's boat.
We swam to the islands. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated.
Albania's prime minister insists the project will transform tourism and the country's economy.
The aim is to make something unique that will be amazing for Albanians, but it will be also a gift of Albania to all of you in Europe.
The prime minister says under his watch, this project will move forward. Jurica, Albania's national anti-corruption agency, says it has opened up an investigation into the luxury project.
That's wild. That's wild. Let me get that little view of it. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And it's supposed to be protected. Wow. Wow. Kind of looks like Maui, huh? Doesn't it? Kind of looks like Maui. Oh, man. That is sad. That is sad. I mean, it's bringing about something very good, but very sad that they want to do that because, I mean, listen, the odds are that they might actually just get what they want and get to do it. Breaking: Albania's anti-Ivanka protests have entered day 11. Again, this is like just a little older. I'm just running through tabs here. What began as an opposition to Ivanka and Jared proposed luxury development project has turned into nearly 2 weeks of sustained demonstration. First came the deal, then came the backlash. The question is whether the pressure changes anything or whether the standoff gets even bigger from here. Again, just massive, massive, massive. Really, really big stuff. And they keep showing up day after day, which is a beautiful thing. Sometimes protests go on for like one day. You know, usually in North America, that's how it goes. They go on for like a day or so, you know. Unless they're like a psyop, then they go on for a while. They destroy city blocks. Not talking about anything in particular. Wow. Dave Chappelle skit. Oil? Who said something about oil? Run! knocks over the water. Who said something about oil? Bitch, you cooking? Huh? You cooking? Oh my God, that was the best show ever. That was the best show ever, man. All right, let's keep going here. Situation is getting completely out of control. Albania is erupting for the second consecutive. Okay, so this is when it first started. Land seized, a seizure deal worth $4 billion. The Albanian people refuse to become the new Palestine. Wow, that is wild. Look at that. That is wild because they know what's going to happen. Because listen, the PM is correct. It will help tourism. Of course it will. You know, if you make a bunch of hotels in a very nice place, of course it's going to affect tourism. And of course that's going to help his bottom line, his own bottom line. But is that really going to help the people, right? The people that are there. And if the people don't want it, does it really help anybody? And you have to question at that point, it's like, why are you doing it? Why are you doing that type of thing? Right? Which we'll get to in a second. I'll show you why he is doing this type of thing. It's still growing. Thousands of protesters against Jared. So it just keeps on going. Post after post about this. Not seeing too many people talk about it on YouTube, but I'm sure there's a bunch. This is translated. Albania has officially drawn the line. Sazan Island is being evacuated in an unexpected twist. Albanian authorities have launched an operation to expel foreign real estate developers and private security personnel occupying Sazan Island. The evacuation, I mean, I actually saw this happening. I don't mean I predicted it. I mean that I actually saw it taking place, and it was pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy what was going on. They were really driving people out. It was said that there were Philadelphians that were being driven out. I don't know that for sure. I don't know if they were just workers or what, or they were like, in union talk, talk about scabs when like one of your own is participating in, the whole real estate project. I don't know, but they were definitely forcing the people out. I can't even show it on YouTube. The eviction comes after 4 consecutive weeks of historic protests involving hundreds of thousands of people who completely shut down the Capitol, refusing to allow their ecological valuable coasts and wetlands be privatized by foreign investors. Why would you allow that? I mean, it's crazy. At least he could have disguised. I talking about the PM. He could have disguised it as a partnership. Could have been like, oh, they're partnering with us, and this is how much we get, and we're putting this amount, and they're putting that amount, and we're gonna keep protecting this certain amount, so you guys can still go there. Could have at least done that, but they wouldn't even allow that. They were just like, no, we just want it all. Okay. There's people here who have no compromise, and they have the ultimate integrity, and they are master architects. And, we saw it, and we're barefoot here in the white sand, and we want it now. That's it. That's the deal. Our yacht has to go now. Bye-bye. The Albanian people united under a single unwavering demand. Albania is not for sale. Confronted a historical political crisis, mounting public outrage, and increasingly broad anti-corruption investigation carried out by Special Prosecution, SPAC. The government was forced to change strategy, deploying state forces to reclaim Sazan Island. This sounds crazy. This sounds nuts. I'm telling you, it goes way deeper than just the little bit, Candace was kind of focused on Ivanka and just how out of touch those two are to think they could do something like this, but it's going way deeper than that. Albania has sent a clear message. International billionaires and foreign developers attempting to circumvent environmental protection laws. This historic victory for the citizen activism demonstrates that a nation's collective voice can successfully override secret corporate deals and protect sovereign territory. The people spoke, and the government had to listen. So this is actually where we're at as of the 7th. This is where we're at as of the 7th right now. So, and yes, the translation was good. Thank you very much. Let's keep going here. Where's this from? This is from the 3rd. Jared Kushner special. I should show you guys this. His funds have been frozen. Albania's the Special Prosecution Against Corruption and Organized Crime. Wow. Did freeze the bank accounts of a land-owning company, Albania land developer, tied to a controversial luxury resort project linked to Jared Kushner's investment firm, Affinity Partners. So they froze his funds as well. You see what I mean? Like, it's going way deeper, way deeper. This happened on Tuesday. This is June 2nd when they did this, as part of a widening investigation into alleged property fraud and fraudulent land titles connected to the $4 billion development on the island and the protected, I have no idea how to say that, the Jose Narta coastal wetlands. Whoa. And there he is applauding it. He's very happy about this. He's very, very happy about this. Obviously not. I mean, take another look at this thing. I mean, wow. I don't know if this is what it looks like or if this is what they had in mind. I have no idea. But good gosh, it puts that other island to shame, huh? Huh, guys? Forget about that other island. This one's great. This one has underground tunnels. It's fantastic. Just crazy. Just crazy here. Let me just we're getting into where we start talking about the actual PM, building luxury resorts, locals calling it a national betrayal. Gosh, you can't show that. So this is the people just upset. We have to move on to another one because that was crazy. Actually, where was that? I'll have to actually cut that out and post. That was insane. But like I said, they are driving people out. I did make that clear to you guys. So apologize for the imagery there for a second. But here is James Lee talking about it. Here, check this out. Check this out.
So as it turns out, Jared and Ivanka's new luxury resort in Albania is actually a military bunker in disguise.
It's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400 hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat. We swam to the islands. We went on a hike barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated.
There ain't no way she was hiking to the top of that hill barefoot.
She ain't hiking anywhere. So anyways, I see this, and my first thought was, are we about to get nuked?
Communist Albania's most secretive military base, right? It's a derelict military base off the coast of Albania with 3,600 bunkers built to withstand a nuclear attack.
I mean, let that sink in. You know? Let that sink in. The coast of Albania with 3,600 bunkers built to withstand a nuclear attack. That is crazy. That is nuts. Whew. So that's probably a small part of why they're looking into the, owning this whole thing, right? Probably just a small part of it, It's not the whole thing, right? It's not like any of that's actually going to happen. They probably just want to use those bunkers, for rituals and pentagrams and retooling and all that stuff. And, Victor Marx and the gang, their eyes going black and summoning demons and, things like that. It's probably some of it that. But there's also probably, a little protection bunker aspect as well. If they actually got this is probably how it would play out. It turns out all the richest people in the world are at this resort. And then all of a sudden, a little, all the rich people are like, oh, here we go. All right. You got a bunker? Yes, I got a bunker. Oh, did you get a bunker, Jeff? Hell yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, did you get a bunker? Yes. Like all of you humans, I also need a bunker to make sure my organic body does not waste away during the nuclear blast. I love this H2 and O. I like the O especially, as I need oxygen, as I am also human, just like all of you. Let's go to our bunkers, Just all the richest people just happen to be there. They all just funnel into the bunkers. Yeah. Of course I got a bunker. Of course I have one. Bunker with Jared and Ivanka. You guys are going to be in the bunker with me. Come on. I like you. Listen, you're my daughter, but I still want you in the bunker with me, okay? It's going to be a crazy time. Just filled with rich people, coincidentally, and the rest of us are just like, we're out of luck. Well, we're just sugar honey iced tea out of luck, Anyway, let's keep going.
To withstand a nuclear attack. So they just stumbled upon this, by the way.
Right. Obviously, there's something nefarious going on.
That is their podcast. I should leave that up there for a second, just in case. James Lee has his own YouTube, but they also do this together. They're a great duo. They do great stuff together. Elizabeth Lane, investigative journalist, she said, what an incredible display of patriotism. Albanians have shown just how much they love their country. Yes, Albania. Yes, the people of Albania have made history and made their nation proud. A truly unforgettable moment. And again, this is everybody just seeing what's happening here, right? Over 200,000 Albanians are protesting right now against the controversial resort project. Protesters are calling for the resignation of their prime minister and chanting Albania is not for sale. You know, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I should actually show that probably. Look at that. Look at them flowing through all of that. Not violent. No violence here. Everybody's on the same side. They get exactly what the mission is. They know exactly what the assignment is. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Wow. Incredible. You don't see stuff like this every day. Oh, is this the Tim Dillon clip? I'll see if it's the same one that Candace had. If it is, I don't want too much overlap, but let's see. Let's see what Tim Dillon was saying.
Let Ivanka finish up.
Swam to the island. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated. And it stayed with us ever since. And over the course of many years, we developed the opportunity to help realize its potential and transform it, but with a lot of restraint and care, because the land is so beautiful that really...
By the way, stop it for a minute. This is causing riots in Albania. They're rioting over this. They're burning down the head of Albania. They just burned down that guy's house. He's the prime minister or the leader or something? The president? What is he? I don't know. I
think it was the president's house.
Yeah, they just burned down his house because they were like, we've had enough of this. So we're not going to watch the rest of it. We know what she's saying. We get it. They're buying, rich people are just buying islands, and we're doing it with care. We're doing it with so much care because here's what, folks, this is what that means. They're getting out. If they can't get on a spaceship off the country, they're going to the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Inside Sazan Island, the Albanian ex-military base that Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner want to turn into a luxury resort. They all try to take your livelihood. The other thing is they're probably not building a luxury resort. They're going to build something that looks like a luxury resort and then live in it when there's a nuclear war. And that's what it is. They want you to root for them. They want you to be excited for them and happy for them because they made it out. Rich people are probably not going to be able to get off the planet before it inevitably emoliates. But they are going to flee to the middle of the ocean if they can.
Yep.
Nevertheless, Sazan has already been dubbed Trump Island by angry locals who have made their displeasure and reported a deal clear. Below, we take a closer look at the island with its 3,600 nuclear bunkers, unexploded weapons, bomb shelters, and miles of tunnels. So here's the reality. Everybody's preparing. From Spencer Pratt to Mark D'Amelio. Everybody's doing what they have to do. He's lifting, taking a little bit off the top, skimming from his daughter. And Jared and Ivanka have decided to buy a nuclear bunker in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea because they know something's coming. They don't only know it's coming, they're making it happen. That's the thing. They're not sitting in the dark. They know that all of this tension eventually boils over. The Henry Nowak stuff, the affordability crisis in America, the food, the cost of oil. In the next 6 months, things are going to skyrocket and make this an unlivable place financially. And your only way out, if you're in America, you better hope your kid can shake their ass on a Chinese dancing app for money. Or if you're Spencer Pratt, you better grab the gas can. Good luck.
Oh my gosh. Friend of the show, Tim Dillon. Definitely giving us a little window into what has to happen. Please download your apps accordingly, I guess. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, all those bunkers, what's going to happen? They're going to be filled with the richest people. You would think. I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe Tim's wrong and something is not going to happen like that. And, they just have a better plan. They're like, instead of, everything just happening on top of the island, like that other guy did, too messy, too ridiculous. You know, we're going to have the upper level and we're going to have the lower level. And the lower level is where you can do whatever you want. And the upper level, have a good time, walk around, you know, have a local carry you wherever you got to go. You know, Albanians are strong. Go ahead. But the lower level, to where it gets like the movie Hostel. You ever seen the movie Hostel? Oh gosh, I don't even want to talk about it. That was back when I used to watch horror movies. It's like the movie Hostel down below, 3,600 rooms. No one can hear you scream type of thing. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me see here. Oh, we have a little bit more here. This is from Dana of the amazing duo.
Albania's largest island and is strategic. Well. Turns out that Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner aren't just buying a private island to build a luxury resort. Sazan Island is Albania's largest island and is strategically located, once an isolated top secret Cold War military base featuring thousands of bunkers and miles of tunnels. Now, why in the world would our United States special envoy for peace missions need an island with all of that? So when Ivanka said this,
the opportunity to help realize its potential, and a lot of restraint architecture has to be fully integrated into it, almost rise from it.
that's such a sweet story about preserving the beautiful land and the nature and building the architecture around that. But I wonder if you're building the architecture around something else. It's important to note that the Albanian people are not happy about this, and they're protesting in the thousands, and they're also demanding that the prime minister resign for allowing such a corrupt deal to go through. But again, I'm sure this purchase is just to build a big, beautiful luxury resort, not a personal bunker on an island. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Down below. Who taught her that? You know? Who taught her that? What you think about this down below? You know? Who taught her that? Who taught her how to do that? And then again, this is where we get into the actual president. Figured I'd save this for last. Says that the country is under an attack because it's a hybrid war. That's what's going on. This isn't real. The country's under attack, and it's not by Jared and Ivanka. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with other people. It's other people that are doing it. Let's listen to this. Okay. Tell me if you buy this. He could be telling the truth, right? He's a politician. Some of them are honest, right?
I have to ask you, of course, about Albania, because over the past days, we've seen this protest on this real estate project that allegedly Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump want to carry through. Are you looking at this protest? Are you taking into account the backlash? What is actually happening?
Albania is in a hybrid war. We are being assaulted. I saw it through media or through reading happening in other countries in other circumstances, but now I'm seeing it in my country.
By who?
Different forces that brought in the day one when this war started, this hybrid war started. I'm not talking about the protests as a war. I'm talking about a hybrid war because the protests are part of it, but are part of it in the sense that who is engaged in this war is using the sentiments of some well-meaning people about environment.
So this is being weaponized as this real estate construction project?
Is being weaponized big time, not as a real estate construction project, is weaponized by the enemies of Albania, Israel, because there is a narrative in the whole thing that this is about a hidden deal between me and Bibi Netanyahu through Jared Kushner to bring the Palestinians in that part of Albania, which is a total fantasy. But guess what? In this world of
to bring them in there, I don't know. I've pulled up a lot of tabs here. I haven't heard anybody saying that. I thought I usually bring you guys good real estate advice. I mean, that's what we do here. You can ask Gary. I'm a real estate coach. I thought that the limbs and the rubble would be removed, and that would be how they handle that part of the world. Okay. Philadelphia. and that other part that's just, in the way. I thought that's how they were going to handle that. And then they were just going to buy this. I didn't think they were going to bring those people over there, because then it's going to be more limbs and rubble. And then you got to wipe it out there. That's too much. That's too much. Maybe I need to get in touch with these people. They're doing it wrong,
For manipulation through.
But also say some talk about the environment, some talk about a massive island.
I'm telling you, massive island. It's about.
Oh, this guy rolled his eye. Massive island. Whatever. Come on, this massive island. Shut up. He's like, get out of here. Good. He's like, get out of here. Come on. What are you talking about? Massive. Get out of here. It's little. It's little. It's only big enough for a resort.
Massive island.
I'm telling you, massive island. It's about how deeply the use of social media for pushing false narratives can touch the sentiment. So in the first day, imagine we saw 5 times more users than the number of users that are the usual ones in the Albanian social
So you say these
media.
protests are being agitated by forces online?
It's a lot of bots, it's a lot of fake profiles, it's a lot of attacks coming from all over.
Oh my gosh. I have no idea why he would be saying anything like that. I have no clue. He's an honest guy, it seems like. And, he's a really honest guy. And I think what he's saying checks out. I don't think there's any other reason he would have for doing this kind of thing. I think he's right. It's a small island, right? It can barely even fit 5 data centers. I mean, is it really even a big island if you can't also have a resort and also have the data centers? I mean, listen, as a real estate coach, who put that there? Who put that there? I didn't put that there. Who did that? Was it you? It's only me here? Okay. Listen, I don't know how that got there. Bots. That's what that was. See, now I understand what he's saying. Bots and fake accounts and unseen forces. That's what just did that. I didn't put that picture up there. How did that happen? Right? They're manipulating me. Anyway. Someone said it was me. See, someone admitted it. See, I knew it. I knew it was someone else. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, guys. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. But that's a bunch of BS. I mean, let's be honest. It's the same thing. People gravitate towards this so much. I noticed Rogan gravitates towards it a lot too. And it's not like it. And the reason that it's such a good thing to say when it's bots and fake accounts is because that happens so much. It happens so much. Happens all the time. I mean, most people, listen, what Blake was doing, you know what Blake was doing when he was doing that weird thing and, he was doing all that weird stuff. He was tracking that girl or whatever he was doing. That is not abnormal in the whole sphere of the internet. I'm not saying everybody does that. Like every person has a burner account where they're doing these weird racist things, but there's a lot of people that do. They have their front facing public thing. And then they have this secret one where they can say other things and they can be a part of the community notes. I know a few people that I've grown up around, the Zio Ranger types, and they have that, and they're a part of the community notes community, and they're all about that place, and they make sure to, there's a lot of people that do that. So it's so easy to say that when you have these people buying this island that's not even massive. It's so easy to just say, oh, well, the only reason these huge protests are happening is because those 200,000 people, they've been deceived by fake accounts and bots. And that's why they're doing this. It's so easy. It's just such an easy thing to roll out. It doesn't make any sense because there's so many of them. It's like, come on, you know? It's the hybrid war. And he does sound like BB. That's the first thing I thought when I was listening to him this morning. I was like, this guy sounds like BB. I'm like, why does he sound like that? Someone check this guy's passport. Someone check this guy's ID. Where'd this guy grow up? Where'd this guy grow up? Where'd you grow up, big guy? I grew up in Albania. I've always been Albanian. Okay. Tell me something. Do you like kafelka fish? Oh, I love kafelka fish. Ah, I gotcha. Oh, I mean, I don't know what the kafelka is. I don't know what that is. Yeah, we got you, buddy. No, I'm kidding. He does sound like BB though. But I mean, sometimes those guys I don't know. Sometimes guys with accents, they all have similar voices. Not all of them. I can't actually say that. I can't actually say that. Not all of them, but a bunch of them have very similar accents. But who knows? Maybe he's related to BB. I don't know. What's the big deal? Let me tell you something. What's the big deal? Even if he is related to BB, so what? Huh? He can't be his own man? Make his own real estate deals? Doesn't mean BB has to hold his hand through everything. My brother doesn't hold my hand through this whole thing, right? And I don't hold his. He could be his own man. Part of the same family tree. If Obama and George Bush can be related, why can't this guy and BB be related? Make a big deal out of it. What's wrong with you guys? Making a big stink. Anyway. Oh man, but that's what's going on out in Albania. Figured I'd just take that opportunity to just go a little deeper into what Candace was talking about. It's wild. So no, I don't hold my brother's hand. No, they're all older than me, so they would hold my hand through things if anything. They're much older than I am. All my brothers. I'm the youngest. That's why I'm so annoying and obnoxious. It's by nature. It's how it is when you're the youngest. That's why I'm like this, because I'm the youngest. Let's get into some other stuff. Finally, I was like, man, I'm just going to briefly talk about this, but I knew it would be a little longer. When I talked about it. But Barron goes through something. And you know what? Interestingly, what Barron's talking about here actually touches on what that prime minister, Albania, was actually just talking about right there. Barron starts talking about, oh my gosh, yeah, I mean, let's just jump over to that clip really quick. No, I should stay in the same vein of things. But what Barron said about Blake, I mean, Barron is dead serious. I hope he talks about it today. I hope he doesn't wait. I'm all for some breadcrumbs and some withholding information and that whole dance. Barron's getting good at it. He's giving us those breadcrumbs, but I want to hear about that ASAP. I want to hear. If I find out Nick was writing scripts for Fuentes, I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyway, okay. We'll talk about it soon. But let's go through what Barron was talking about while he was in his last episode, the cost of supporting the widow. The widow. It's so crazy. Anyway, let's hop in here. What's that first Barron clip that we're gonna play? Let me make sure that I have it here. He starts discussing the troll farms. I'm gonna put you up on a little bit of game, a little bit of history. Almost like not even an opening statement, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. Hold on, let's play this. Hold, please.
That kicks off sort of the conversation on X. You can actually pay humans or trolls to go in and on every post I make or every post anybody makes, just go in and immediately just start hurling insults. So I put up a post and I say, hey, here's an example of so-and-so telling a lie. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, but your mama. I'm like, my mama what? Like, why are we resorting to fifth grade insults? Why? This is ridiculous. Do you have a problem with the point I'm making? If not, shut up and go away. Because what's happening is we make a point. We're trying to figure out who killed Charlie Kirk, how, and why, and to what extent TPUSA has benefited from it, or at least the current crop of people have benefited from it mightily, and whether or not it led to the motivation. Does it go to the who factor of who killed Charlie Kirk, how, and why? Or the why factor of who killed Charlie Kirk, how, and why? And as we're trying to look into that, and we say, oh, notice so-and-so has a nasty history of telling lies, or so-and-so used to work for all these weird people, and they look like they might be infiltrating the TPUSA organization, and I wonder, did Charlie Kirk know about it? Well, then they come in and say, well, you're just demonic. You're evil. You're awful. You're horrible. Does your mom know you do? I mean, shut up. Shut up. But that's the example of how the troll farm works. It's just there to sow discord. For example, I'm going to pull up a post today. Everybody likes Ian Carroll, right? Right, class? Everybody likes Ian Carroll.
Of course.
I had a good conversation this afternoon with a fellow podcaster about Ian Carroll. It was a good conversation. It was not bad-mouthing him in any way, but here is a post Ian Carroll put up. There's one political faction in Podcastistan that pays, and it is our greatest ally. And they pay very well. Pay attention to who's here for money and who's here for truth. Now, check this out. Our greatest ally, their government, is now paying former Trump campaign manager and Salem media executive Brad Parscale $46 million in 1 year. Now, if you want perspective here, Saudi Arabia pays Ballard, one of the most connected firms in Washington, about $7 million a year. They're paying $46 million a year for digital advertising, for payment for services. Look at this. This is ludicrous. This was updated a little while back, just a few days ago. But this is absolutely ludicrous amounts of money. Ludicrous amounts of money. And you'll notice the date here. It's day, month, year, day, month, year, day, month, year. So if you look here, it's day, month, year. So this is June 2, not February 6, as we usually read it in America. Our overseas people are not having trouble at all with these dates, but we Americans sometimes struggle with this. But look at the amount of money being spent on digital advertising by our greatest ally. Well, where do you think that money's going?
That's a crazy amount of money. That is a wild amount of money. And listen, I'm pretty sure Charlie Kirk signed up to be a part of that whole Salem thing before he passed away. I don't think it was something that like Andrew and Blake did sneakishly. I think it's something that Charlie wanted to be a part of. You know, I always think about that little stuff, little things like that. Like he liked this. Like he was changing, but for the most part, he liked it. He liked it a lot. He liked doing that whole thing. He liked having, being a part of that whole world. You know, he was a Zio Ranger. I always use that term. That's what he was. He was into it too. Anyway, let's keep going.
Where do you think the money's going? Like, it's not like they're saying, oh, well, we're going to advertise, we're having a picnic next weekend. Anybody wants to stop by and get some latkes? We'll put some sour cream and some applesauce on the plate. And you can...
Latkes. They're latkas. How dare you, sir? Let's move on to the next clip here. Now, what he's talking about, as he goes into his opening statement, for those of you that saw it, when he starts talking about these, he starts calling them troll farms. And he's talking about real people, fake accounts, bots, all those things. And those are real. And it started reminding me of something that would happen, like I mentioned before, back in the 50s, 60s, the Soviet Union, America, Canada. And it was something called Red Squads. You know what Red Squads are? Basically, it was like a analog version of the troll farms that he's talking about. And what they would do is they'd send real people in. So let's just say this is something that they would do Soviet. It's something that they do in America. But let's just say there's a bunch of meetings. There's a group meeting, right? And it's just made up of regular people, from the little town, little area. and they're meeting up and they're talking about things. Well, what they would do is they would send in, what would be like an undercover, but it would be an undercover with a different type of project. The undercover wouldn't be, because an undercover cop is just going to gather information, be a part of the whole thing, see what's going on, who's who, et cetera, who runs the thing, the power, the levels, who's mid-level, who's high level, who's low level, all of that. These guys had a different objective. Their objective was to break up what was going on, but they would do it through just having opposing ideas. Let's just say the group met up to talk about God. Let's just use that as an example. The group met up to talk about God. Well, they would come in with atheist ideas, and they would try to spread those atheist ideas. And it wouldn't be one guy, it'd be like maybe 5 guys, and they would all know each other, and they would have all this covert plan, and they would all try to spread these atheist ideas, and they would keep doing that. Whether it was activism, whether it was religion, whatever it was, that's what they used to do back in the day. Because there's no online. That online wasn't a thing. The only way you got online back then is to pray. That was the only online source we had back then. The only thing you would tune into different frequencies back then. That's how you did it back then. So they would often go into all these different spaces, whether it be church or politics, and they would work their way in. That was a thing that they would do. And then sometimes if it was going too far, they would go along with that until they could see who the real people are, real culprits and everything. And then they'd crack down on it. Or, maybe they're having a secret meeting and they're going to do something at 7:00. They're meeting up at 6:30. And then the people who are a part of the Red Squad, they show up as well. Everybody gets arrested. Guys in the Red Squad just go back home. And, all the culprits, they go to jail. So there was a lot of that back in the day. A lot of that. Yeah, somebody said, Trotsky. Yes, exactly. This was used way back in the day. Way back in the day. I don't know if it's stopped. Wouldn't really make sense. I would just think it got better. But also, I think, to what Barron was talking about throughout this podcast, I think it spreads online. And it's not just what you can do with your it's not just what you can do with a fake profile, but it's also what you can do with ad spend. There's also that. And Barron does touch on that quite a bit. I'm going to move on to this second clip that he has here and just hear a little bit about this. I know you can't see it. Don't worry.
Oh, something is, how much money are you making doing podcasting? Well, not $31.5 million. Not $46 million. Not millions of dollars. But they are.
Someone said it's what happened to the Black Panthers. Yes, it was. It was. Very much so. A lot of those figures that you would hear about back in the day, that's what would happen to them. That's how they get infiltrated in that sense. Happened all the time. They really stayed on top of it. Red Squads, look it up. It's not like a thing I'm making up. Like, you can look it up.
And what are they paying for? Well, we don't know exactly. We got an idea of some of the things they were paying for, and we've looked at that in past episodes. I don't want to redo that episode tonight, because what I want to look at is TPUSA employing this bot farm, this troll farm strategy. I'm going to start with just sort of an overview of the last 90 days. The last 90 days, this is how much it costs to support the widow. The last 90 days, Turning Point PAC, for example, on Meta, this is Facebook and Instagram and Threads. The last 90 days, a company that only has 1.9 thousand likes has spent $425,000 in advertisements on Facebook, Meta. TPUSA events, $300,000. So between the two, they're at $730,000. Turning Point USA, another $250,000. So now we're at $1 million. We're at $1 million, give or take. Just those three entities. The last 90 days, we're at $1 million in Facebook ads. Then we get down to Turning Point Action. This is the political arm that is most of this $145,000 was spent, that I can tell, recruiting people to chase ballots, whatever that means. You have TPUSA students. This Charlie Kirk page, this is all, I will go ahead and spoil the surprise. All $30,000 of that was paid for from the Charlie Kirk page. All $30,000 of that was paid for by Salem Media. We just talked about Salem Media, C-suite executive Brad Parscale got $46 million from our greatest ally. They put $30,000 of that directly in the Charlie Kirk page. TPUSA Faith. And then you get this weird one down here. Andrew Colvin. We're going to look at that one a little closer. And even Alex Clark. We're going to look at that very closely here in just a little bit. Alex Clark, of course, most famous for marrying a very straight man. A very, very straight man. Very manly, very straight. Or maybe the manliest, straightest man I've ever talked to. Or not, I've never talked to him, that I've ever seen online. But she's very effeminate, too. So this is just sort of a general overview. You're looking well over $1 million just the last 90 days spent by Turning Point USA entities. We included the Daily Wire in there so that you could have a comparison in how some other organizations are doing it. Keep in mind, the Daily Wire is a commercial organization. So I'll pull it back up if you didn't see the Daily Wire part as I went through it. The Daily Wire is trying to make a living. TPUSA is a nonprofit entity, but the Daily Wire here, $200,000 for their premium service, their Daily Wire Plus. Ben Shapiro, another 67, trying to make it look like people watch his videos. And then the Daily Wire itself, another 11,000. So the very commercial, very large commercial entity, Daily Wire, spent about $250,000 in the last 90 days. Our nonprofit, TPUSA, that exists solely to, I mean, it's a nonprofit. It's supposed to benefit society, has spent $1 billion. $1 million.
So that's all very interesting. I think I don't want to say I think it makes sense, but and I couldn't tell you which episode it was because it's so far back. But when I first covered Paul E. Vallely, okay, I was looking deeply into what he specialized in, what he was doing. He was the guy that wrote the book, The Mind War. He co-wrote it with Mike Aquino, I believe his name is. And he was connected. He was the founder of the Church of Set and all this weird stuff. When I was looking into them, this was part of it. And again, it goes from analog, we'll call it, it's ancient, the ancient ways of not being online and whatnot. It goes from this analog thing to today it's digital. So one thing that Mind Wars, the book, and what they specialized in as they were doing psychological operations was big political stunts. That was a thing. That was a focus. Now, if you think of Turning Point, I know for the people who watch every episode, you probably heard this already. Sorry, but I got to talk. But they were focused on big political stunts, and this is worldwide. This is not just like America or anything. They were doing this in other countries. Big political stunts. Definitely, they would go, again, analog. They would go from door to door. They would go to places. They would be trying to hand out information. Of course, they wouldn't do it themselves as Americans. They would, have people in that country that would do it and try to spread those ideas and whatnot. And this just seems like, especially since they have Paul Vallely on the board. And in this episode, Barron says it's just an honorary position when you're on the advisory board. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Paul Vallely is on the actual. No, he's on the advisory board. I don't think that's just an honorable position. I think that he specializes in psychological operations, and that if they need to talk to him about that and say to him, hey, we're sitting in this room. It's me, Charlie, this person. We need to know how you can take what you wrote in Mind War and everything you've done, and we need to do it here domestically for conservative values. I think that's 100% a thing that can happen. Why else would you have him on the board? I mean, just why else would you do that? So, with him being on the board, that is a thing that they would do. They would do big political stunts. They would make sure to spread information, spread whatever information or narrative they were trying to spread. And it seems like Turning Point is just now doing the online version of that. Now, Barron goes on to talk about how they were doing that towards a certain faith. It's not the Philadelphian faith. It was a certain faith that they were trying to rile people up against. And this was a regular thing. This is not just, they were doing this after Charlie passed away. He was saying how it was in response to get people primed and ready and okay with going to war with Iran. But also, this is not something that just happened after Charlie passed away. Charlie was very much a pusher of that as well. And again, no matter how you feel about that faith, Charlie would talk about it all the time. He would talk about how it's such a problem, how you don't want that spreading in the West. He would point at the UK. He could also point at Canada, but he would mostly point at the UK because it's so apparent there. He could point at Ireland, and he would talk about how that could happen in America if you were to allow that faith to spread. So I think this is not just something that is being done, again, sneakishly after he passes away. He was very much a pusher of that as well, that type of mindset. Anyway, let's move on here just a little bit. Barron sums up the video here. I don't want to do that one. I want to move on ahead. Hour 9 minutes. I mean, he talks about the Facebook ads. I want to know what he's doing to find all this. That's what I want to know. What tool is this? He was talking about these fun tools. I think Daisy introduced it to him. I want to know what tool this is. I want to skim through some people's stuff, Anyway, let's keep going here. What is that? Oh, somebody said something crazy. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Anyway, and I can't even acknowledge what they just said.
I don't even care if they grift off of Charlie's death. I just want to know who killed Charlie Kirk, how, and why. That's all I care about. That's all I care about is who killed Charlie Kirk, how, and why. That's all I care about. I am concerned that the who and the why have a lot to do with the current leadership of TPUSA. As a result of that, I often do look at the current leadership of TPUSA. I think in the next few days, for example, we're going to take a close look at somewhere Blake Neff worked before coming to work to TPUSA. He got fired from the Charlie Kirk show. From the Tucker Carlson show in July of 2020. And he starts with TPUSA in the summer of 2022. There's a 2-year gap there, and there's no explanation for where he was. I long wondered, where was he during this 2-year gap? I got a tip. Now I know where he was. I'm curious if he'll admit it before I do the show. It would probably take the sting out of it if he would admit it. Probably not going to. But it's always better if you announce it first. Blake, it's always better if you announce it first. If you come out and say, hey, here's what I was doing. I was hard up for money. This is the only job I could find. I know it totally disagrees with the values of TPUSA now. I know it totally disagreed with the values of TPUSA when I joined them. I know it's more consistent with auto-admit Charles the 12th than it is with TPUSA. But we'll talk about it. I'm not ready to talk about it tonight. But I think I'm pretty confident I know where he was working. I know what he was doing.
Wow. Oh man, that is crazy. What minute are we at there? I didn't even want to go into that yet. This is actually the first time he mentions Blake and where he worked. We'll get into that in a second because he mentions it again. He's very serious. Actually, no. We'll do this first.
And he finally realized, wait a minute, I don't like what's going on over there. He started speaking out about it. Just a week or so after October 7th, 2023, he said, I think they're going to ethnically cleanse Gaza. His words, not mine. Don't ding me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said on the Patrick Bet David podcast. I think they're going to, he's like, I need to be careful I say this. Well, I think they're going to ethnically cleanse Gaza. Like, it's a week into it. It indicates to me he'd heard that was the plan. And now we look and we say, okay, kind of looks like that, right? Kind of looks like what's happened. Then we learn that he died after reminding people time and time again that he might die, that he thought he was going to die, that he thought people were out to kill him. And then he dies and they go and they start promoting the Iran war. Not just in what they say, advertising. They advertise to promote it. They advertise anti-Muslim sentiment to build up the conditions for the Iraq war. What a weird thing to advertise. For a nonprofit that's dedicated to free market economics, what a weird advertising campaign. And whether it's anti-Hindu, anti-Muslim, anti-Buddhist, anti-Mormon, anti-Catholic, anti-Baptist, what a weird thing. Think about it. What a weird subject to run an advertising campaign on for Turning Point USA, whose charter says we are a non-partisan free market economic outfit. That's all we want to talk about is free market economics. And they run an ad campaign weeks before the Iran war kicks off, denigrating Muslims. 2 billion people around the world. Whatever your thoughts are, it's a weird advertising campaign.
I'm telling you, it only seems weird when you don't take in the fact that Paul-E Vallely was on that board or is on that board still currently. When you take in that and you look into what he knows, what he would do, Rob McCoy's father into the exact same thing, served around the same time as Paul-E Vallely. And then Rob McCoy also was into the same thing while he was serving. Once you realize that, you go, oh, it's not all that weird. They are, and I've talked about this at length. I've talked about Project Often. I've talked about Often very, very much, and how they would look at systematic belief system manipulation. They were very, very engaged in that. Okay, that's a real thing that used to happen. And I don't think it stopped. And I think it moved on to organizations like Turning Point, like Calvary, like what are the other ones? Liberty University, Stand for Freedom, the Korean operation that they have as well. I think it turned into those organizations because they get you riled up through a belief system of, say, Christianity, or of some kind of religion. And then they take that and they move it over politically. And with the same fervor you will have for your faith, you now have that for a political party. That's what they like to have done. Doesn't seem weird when you look at it like that. So what were they doing? They were trying to rile people up so they could be primed. I mean, like, everybody knows the term predictive programming. Everybody knows that term. What do? They show you something before something happens over and over again to get you comfortable with it. That's what they do. So you look at whatever happens and you go, yeah, this makes sense. This makes perfect sense. You're not caught off guard. Not caught off guard at all. Anyway. Mike Riley, Blake, give it up for free. Yeah. People are putting in the worst guesses to where Blake was working. I don't think we're going to know. We're not going to know until Barron tells us. You know, he's getting into his breadcrumb era. I'm telling you, he's going to be big like Candace one day. He's getting into his breadcrumb era where he's just laying out the breadcrumbs little by little. I think this is where he brings it up again.
And so don't you ever say that again to anyone. You've lost the right. You've lost the right to say that again. And don't act like you people that all work there like motivated by ideology. Blake, when I tell people where you work, you might as well get out in front of that.
Wow.
Because when I tell people who you were working for, doing some contract writing for a creator, it's not going to look good for you, buddy. I don't even know if the TPUSA people are aware of it, but it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. If you like the video, give it a like. If not, sit by and don't like it, whatever. I will assume if you don't click the like button, you didn't like the video.
There you go. Like the video, guys. Like his, if you didn't already. Please like mine as well. We need those likes as well. It makes baby coach cry when you don't like the video. That is a systematic belief system manipulation. That's how that works. You know, I show you the baby time and time again, and then you don't like the video, and then he cries, and I'm like, oh my gosh, who did this? Who did this? And then I rile everybody up. Well, I liked the video. Who didn't like the video? Who didn't like the video and made the baby cry? Was it you? Well, I looked it up. I actually found her YouTube history. She hasn't liked any of your videos. Oh, it was you. How dare you? Making a baby cry. Oh, how could you go against the baby? A baby. It's like the widow. The baby. Who did this? You know what it says in the Bible about this? You know? Oh man, I'm really wondering where Blake worked. I'm really wondering. And I know Barron. I could message him, but I don't want to message him. I want to hear about it in the show. I want to watch it. I want to watch it happen. Oh, I want to watch it. I'm a nosy person. I'm a very nosy person. I watch too much Real Housewives. I'll be honest with you. I know my faults. I know them well. I know all my faults. I mean, what can I say? Honestly, I want to see if Blake actually said anything about it. Let's actually check that out. I'll check it out on here. Wow. What am I jumping on the phone for? I don't have to jump on the phone. Let's actually check out. Did Blake actually say anything about this yet? I wonder. Because he's right. If somebody puts out something like that, you should just get in front of it. That's what it's called in the media space. You get in the politics space too. You just get in front of it. but Barron won't tell me because I tell. Yeah, I know exactly. I wouldn't tell though. I only tell on illegal things. If something's illegal, I'm gonna tell. I'm telling. You know. But otherwise, you know, let's see. Did Blake say anything? I would love to know if Blake said anything. I don't think he has. I wonder because for sure they've heard about this. There's no way. There's no possible way they haven't heard that Barron said this. There's no way they haven't heard it. There's no chance. He hasn't commented on it at all. The UK government generally comes off like blah, blah, blah. It's so funny when like crazy things are happening and they're just like, well, I mean, the right and the left, huh, guys? Let's have a poll on the right and the left. Hey, you a liberal or are you on the right? We're just if you notice when they're like when Candace is really going in on them, they make the weirdest posts. The weirdest post. No, he hasn't said anything about it. I wonder if he's going to say anything about it. And here's the thing also that I think Barron and many others have to be prepared for. The Turning Point doesn't care. I mean, wasn't it weird enough all the things that Travis I think it was mostly Travis that exposed what like Blake was actually saying. Tucker said, I love him. He's weird and he's the best. He's simply just the best. He's amazing, actually. There's no one like Blake and he's just fantastic. Charlie was like, he's great. Put him on camera. The left, we're going to own the left by putting this guy on camera. Let's do it. We don't care. I mean, we saw the stuff he was saying, the stuff he was doing. It was weird. It was weird and it seemed borderline dangerous. That's what it seemed like. They didn't seem to care. I wonder how big this thing could be that Barron's going to talk about, that they might actually care. They might actually do it. I don't know. I don't actually know. We'll see. We'll see. But I feel like it's going to be more of them just being like, you know, we don't care. I feel like that might just be it. We don't care. Who cares? You know, and it might be one of those things. You know how people have made jokes that if the president today said, listen, guys, I need you to not hurt. I don't know. I can't say anything too crazy, but whatever the president says, people tend to do the opposite of, right? We saw that with the whole Tylenol thing. It's crazy. You see that a lot. Whatever he says, people do the opposite of. Whatever he endorses, you know, the people who hate him, they go the opposite way, and they don't care what the opposite way is. And they try to hate him at every turn. You see the same thing happening with Candace as well. And I think there will be a section of people who go, well, that's gonna be something that Candace agrees with and Candace likes. So no matter what it is that Blake was doing before, because I'm against Candace, I'm going to be for Blake. I'm going to be for Turning Point. There's a bunch of people that feel like that. They don't care. So we'll see. But I can't wait to figure out what that was. Anyways, let's keep going here. We'll stop the Barron train. The Barron train stops here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get into another thing here. This is where the chaos ensues, guys, because I just had like a bunch of tabs open. Okay, I'm actually going to start closing tabs right now because I had so many more. What are we at? We're at 2 hours already. I had so many tabs. I mean, you have no idea. Here, we'll close all the Barron tabs here. Close them all up. Lock them up. And then we'll jump into this part here. This is where the chaos ensues because these are the tabs that I didn't get a chance to put together. I didn't get a chance to line these up today. So this is where the chaos comes in. It is rapid fire stories right now. But Wolves in Finance had something to say about the Charlie Kirk video, the Aspen video, the Notorious video. I have been comparing both videos posted by Candace and Turning Point USA of the Aspen event. They look different to me. Look at the lighting reflection on the microphone. True. Why would they change? Why would that change unless the video was doctored? He could have something there. Now, I wish he used the exact same frame, but I guess you can't exactly do that. But interesting. So Candace's looks like this. Charlie's looks like this. Or sorry, I shouldn't say Charlie's. I should say Turning Point's looks like this. So it is a little different. A lot of people noticed that. They noticed some differences where he was holding the microphone, things of that nature. The same frame doesn't exist. That could be the possibility. That's what Candace is leading to. That's what Candace is saying. The donor is saying. So we have to wait and see. You know, I always test things out. I go, what names can't I say? What things can't I bring up? And then I just kind of go with it. And it turns out Ivanka Trump is one of those names. Probably Jared as well. So I can tell by how many people the platform is showing this to right now. Okay. Half of the usual. Okay. Sorry about that. My apologies. Won't happen again. What could we call her instead? Ivanka. We'll go with Ivanka, and we'll go with Jared Kushner. Okay. How about that? Okay. Does that make you guys? Does that make the platform happier? Okay. There you go. There you go. There you go, platform. We okay now? Ivanka. I'll change it in the title later. So silly. So silly. Such a silly place. Oh my gosh. There you go. I bunker. I bunker. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Island gal. The island gal, eh? Bless up. Okay. So that's what he had to say. And I'm hoping this is a little breadcrumb that we're receiving right now towards what his next video will be. As you guys know, Zach, his real name, he always puts out a video on Sunday, it seems. Hopefully, he puts a video out into this, because when he does some research, he goes really deep into it. So hopefully that's what happens there. But that's what he had to say about this. Now let's get into some more stuff. What else do we have here? So Andrew Colvette, what did she find out? I don't know. Have you guys heard about this lady here? I don't know if you guys have heard about this lady. Her name's Anna Escobar. I always find it so crazy when people have that last name. I'm like, what? Huh? Your last name's what? Who? Like, I have a friend, his last name is Noriega. I'm like, what the Which one? Which are you? Huh? Anyway.
This is it. I think we found it. I think this is it.
Oh. No, thank you.
Baron's investigation, and I've been doing my own too. Baron came on and he showed us this tool. It's called Google Trends. We knew that overseas, our greatest ally, had been looking at very specific search terms related to the Charlie Kirk case. Maybe it's a coincidence, but maybe not. Something I discovered early on is that it was not just at our greatest ally that these Google searches were happening. I have reliably found results in Cyprus a lot. Like a lot. Why Cyprus? Why Larnaca? Was Cyprus promised to him 3,000 years ago? But I was like, but who is it? Can we find someone specifically? I wonder if these days mean anything, that they're looking at this stuff. Why is it that they decided on those days that they should be making these plans? I compiled a list. I went through and I compiled a list. What was happening on those days? Where was everybody at? Everybody. Like maybe they met up with each other on some of these days. I thought maybe they're all going to be like in a lair together. Like these people weren't actually doing the Google themselves, right? I mean, these important people, they wouldn't be looking themselves because that would be so stupid. So I put the list together. What I started to notice, well, they were in Israel. Okay, that's weird. Okay, whatever. Well, that's weird. They were also in Israel the day that they were searched. Oh, wait a second. There's two. And in fact, they're going and they went to, do you know what airport that is, guys? Well, that's Larnaca. Well, there's no way, right? There's no shot. Oh, another day that those Google Trends were happening in both our greatest ally and in Larnaca. There's no way that the actual persons who were involved. Yeah, that's another one. Oh, August the 13th. That's another one. I found 17. Every single occasion. 17. All of the days. They all had these specific days where these Google Trends were happening. And reliably, every time, this aircraft, and there's 5 specifically, related to one person.
I don't know. Let me see. Sorry, I wasn't following earlier. This is Gold press release, 24/7 press release. Anyway, let's see here. 100%. Oh yeah, Andrew worked for Miriam Adelson in 2017 and probably still does. Well, I don't know about the probably still does. Let's be totally clear. Mary Adelson, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. You don't work. Okay, so Andrew apparently worked for her at some point or in her vicinity, right? I told you this is going to be like chaos, right? I'm just going through these tabs right now. You're making sure to just go through the tabs. But I guess I don't actually know that for sure, but a lot of people are now saying it. They're trying to show proof of that. I don't know if we're going to be able to really prove that. I mean, it's not the weirdest thing in the world. The fact that he has worked with this Johnny Moore guy. Johnny Moore is seen everywhere. He's on the board of this interfaith thing and that interfaith thing. And, both of them seem to get around to these different organizations. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for them to actually know her, because in their position, bouncing around in all these different organizations, pro-Philadelphia organizations, this, that, she would kind of be the person to know, especially if you were like trying to round up money, even just from Andrew's time in Turning Point. There's no way that you wouldn't come across her, at least as evangelical organization like Turning Point. There's no way at all that you wouldn't come across her at least once. She is a mega donor to the point where she can hand over $250 million to help the now president win the election. I mean, she is a huge donor. She can move mountains in a sense when it comes to donations and whatnot. So I definitely could see that, but who knows if he actually does right now. There was another video that I found pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to play it. I don't know if you know what I am going to play? I'm going to play it. Hold on. I'm going to play it with no context. I'm going to make sure there's no context at all. And I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to play it without the context. Oh, shoot. Here, let me just play this with no context whatsoever. Here, let me just.
Ow. What is this? Yeah. Look at the guy from, who is it? Who wrote? Who was this? Oh, I think it was it Zach? It was a great line. I can't, he said, who was it? Look at the guy from Schitt's Creek.
Oh my God.
Is it that hard to believe? One more time.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Ow. What is this? Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, somebody tagged me in that. Thank you so much, whoever did that. Holy. So ridiculous. Lionel, man, the man himself. Absolutely incredible. He's so good. I'm so glad I got to have that conversation with him. Man, that was I was like, I love this without the context. I like it more without the context. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know about her getting married. I don't care about that part at all. All I care about is this. Oh my gosh.
What is this? Yeah. Look at
Oh my God. Whoever tagged me in that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. Holy. So ridiculous. Oh, I told you it's gonna be chaos. I told you it's gonna be chaos right now. We're going into chaos. And this it's just chaos mode, you know.
People are selling off illegal land on Palestinian territory in the heart of London. This is not just illegal, it's unethical, a continuation of the settler colonialism that has marked the establishment of the State of Israel since its beginnings. Please join us in opposing this event. And if the authorities somehow allow it to go ahead, we must all be out there to protest at the venue. On the 14th of June, the great Israeli real estate event is taking place in London. People are selling off illegal land on Palestinian territory in
Now, I mean, and that's why I keep telling you guys, it's time to get in on this whole thing, okay? It's going to be data centers. It's going to be hotels, bed and breakfast, just a cottage-like place for you. Or maybe you want to live there. It's going to be safe once everybody's gone. You know what I mean? It's a great event on the 14th, ladies and gentlemen, for the low price. Okay? The low price of just 19 payments of $1 million. This is very low. This is a steal. Frank, can I tell him the rest? We are going to be removing all the rubble and limbs completely free of charge. You are not going to have to worry about any of that whatsoever. And we will be going through the sand for any bones that could be left. I mean, a deal like this hasn't hit in a very, very long time, guys. There is not a lot of beachfront property that is opening up brand new. You can buy your plots of land right now. We got developers. My friend Jared, he's a great developer. Ivanka, you ever heard of her? She has some great people, masters of their craft. You understand? She was hiking through that beachfront just the other day. I'm telling you, the people she has with her, they will not compromise on integrity whatsoever. We can take you on the yacht. We can bring you over there. We have locals to carry everybody. Everybody that wants to come. There will be locals to carry you through. Let's come and check it out now. Anyway. Just the worst real estate. Just the worst real estate coach in the world, you know? I'm the only real estate coach that works directly with Lindsey Graham. I have it on good authority. I was just talking with my friend Lindsey. My friend Lindsey just let me know that there is going to be a place that is going to be wiped off the map. And that means for you will have a place that will be put on the map. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever thought about a summer home in Iran? This is going to be a major event, ladies and gentlemen. There is not going to be much time behind this. Once these townhomes, cottages, detached homes as well, once these start going up, they're going to sell. They are going to sell. They're going to sell like nukes. They're going to sell like uranium. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. But that's a real thing that's happening. Yep. Anyway, I told you it was chaos. I told you we're rapid fire right now. Speaking of my good friend, this is my good friend, ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show, good friend Lindsey Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, he has something to say here.
Thank y'all. We won. So I want to start with a bunch of thank yous. I want to thank the big guy, God. Trump comes later. Mr. President, you're not far behind God, but we're going to start with him.
Hey, I respect it. He's literally the only reason you're in office. It actually, I mean, you know, I hate to say it, it has nothing to do with God. The fact that this guy won once again, it has absolutely nothing to do with God at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. God was down there watching, and he was going directly into the president's head, and he was like, if you do this, I swear you will never get into heaven. If you do, don't send that tweet endorsing Lindsey Graham. Don't you do. Donald, I created you. Don't you dare send it. Don't you. He just sent it. I can't believe this guy. What can I say? This guy's made me a lot of money over the time. Okay. And my conscience nowadays, it's very, very quiet. Yap. It's very quiet. So I do what I want. And honestly, I don't know. This guy up there, he's talking to me. I never thought I was getting into heaven. Okay. I told the people that. I'm honest with the people. I'm the most honest president there's ever been with the people. There's never been someone more honest, more transparent. I told them, I think I'm going to go to hell. I don't care. Okay. So you and me, we don't have to talk anymore. God, is it? Okay. Well, you know, doesn't care at all. Nothing. God's not putting Lindsey Graham in office. It's crazy. How dare you? That's bad PR. Don't put that on God. Don't put that evil on God. How dare you? Has nothing to do with God. You kidding me? This has nothing to do with God right now. But he won. I can't believe it. I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, this is I heard this was happening, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the time that he loses. Finally he loses. Nope. He won again. There are just some people who are just like, just vote him in. I love that Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, he's as straight as Alex Clark's husband. He's so straight. He's straight as all get out. That's why he doesn't have a wife or kids, because he's out there just knocking them down. I like that Lindsey Graham. He's been knocking them down for the longest. He's worth $200 million. He's doing something right. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Could you imagine there are people he's worth like $100 million, you know? And people are still donating to like help him run? Are you crazy? What are you doing? What? Are you out of your mind? What are you doing? You helped him win? Why? I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe hey, listen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does great things behind the scenes. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe the people where he's at, they just like what he does. He's just like, Lindsey promised us more missiles, more bombs, more fire, more destruction. That's what he runs on every single time. And that's why I vote him in. That's why I vote him in. Okay? I've been looking. I was talking to all these other candidates, and I was like, what's your position on Lockheed? And they were like, oh, well, I don't work with Lockheed. And I said, I don't like this kind of people. This is absolutely ridiculous. They don't like Lockheed. They don't like Raytheon. I need my Lindsey Graham. My vote's for Lindsey. It's crazy. What the hell? What's happening? I want to know who's voting for him. Why and why? I just want to know why. You know, they need X. They'll be woken up out of nowhere once they get X and they realize who's who this guy actually is. Honey, oh my God. I don't know. I was on that X, that Elon Musk app. I don't know why I was on there. I was on that Elon Musk app. They're saying Lindsey's gay. I know. They're saying he's gay as all get out. They showed me pictures of him at Disneyland. He's doing all sorts of weird things. He had the ears on. I don't know. I hope it's all AI. Honey. I don't know. My whole worldview is just shattered. I don't know what's going on right now. And the more I listen to him talk, the gayer he sounds. I don't know. I figured he was a bachelor. We were just talking about this over dinner. I figured he's a bachelor, honey. I don't know what's going on. I just thought he just had so many girlfriends he couldn't choose. That's Lindsey Graham. Oh, I just love ladies so much. I can't choose one. I'm just so straight and so manly that I need multiple ladies around me. I just can't have one. I mean, they'll all leave me when they find out how promiscuous with ladies I am. Someone's buying it. Someone's buying that when he says that. Oh my gosh. I don't know. So manly, so straight as an arrow, straight as a fiddle. Straight as a fiddle. Oh my gosh. I told you this is the chaos part. We're just going through tabs here. Imagine cackling with contempt because someone is quoting scripture to admonish your behavior. Well, actually, you don't have to imagine it if you're Candace. Straight from Blake. I had to sass it up a little bit because it's from Blake, you know. And then Ian Carroll jumps in. Imagine being one of the biggest political organizations in America, raking in millions of dollars and pretending that scripture has anything to do with it. Well, actually, you don't have to imagine it, Blake. I'm telling you, for those of you that miss Ian, he has no problem jumping on X really quick and just slapping somebody with a ratio. I mean, geez. There's 14,000. Blake got 5,000. Good gosh. I mean, he just comes in and does that. Yeah, I don't even know if he means to do it anymore. It's just kind of what happens. Anyway. How cold do I keep my house? Very cold. Very, very cold. It's freezing right now. For me, it's freezing. But I'm cold all the time. I don't know. Is it because I'm black? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm freezing. But also, I'm losing weight kind of rapidly. Like after a month, it's going to be 30 pounds that I've lost. So I guess you get cold and stuff. Oh, look at that. My ring comes off. My ring finally comes off. I'm free. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Shh. Don't tell her. I'm gonna jump out the window. I'm free. It came off. It couldn't come off before. I'm kidding, honey. I'm kidding. I've never taken it off. I was just testing it. That's how I test if I'm losing weight or not. I'm like, wow, the ring pops off. Okay. But it's always on the finger. It's always on the finger. Ian is the GOAT, man. Ian is the GOAT. Hands down. Then we get into this a little bit of Candace here. I told you it was just rapid fire. Someone said, Miss Coach, get the bat. She's gonna do me like that movie. What's that movie called? Misery. So some of you too young to even know about that movie. Here we have Aubrey. She's saying, I can't believe someone actually approved this. This was the whole thing that Turning Point put out. No, I'm not going to get a new ring. I'm going to resize it. We're just going to resize it as I get smaller. That's all. I'm just waiting for it to like get real loose, and then we'll resize it. That's all. I don't want a new one. You know, I like to keep. We're going to keep it forever. So they're just talking about Candace here. When Candace sent that whole email, Barron actually said this towards that email. Especially, well, he's saying this to Aubrey. She says, I can't believe someone got approval to post this. Barron says, especially if they're using words to raise money. The words either are AI generated or taken out of context. SPLC was criminally charged for fraudulent activities as a nonprofit. Man, I think Barron's been breadcrumbing. He's been breadcrumbing quite a bit, man. He's been breadcrumbing. And Candace says, this is why I'm asking Andrew Colvett to simply answer whether or not the video was doctored in any way. They refused to do so thus far. The statement has to come from an executive or spokesperson from the company, not Blake Neff, who does not actually work for Turning Point USA, and therefore not actionable for lying. Andrew Colvett. She tags him once again. I did not know that. Did you guys gather that? I did not know Blake did not work for Turning Point. I always thought he worked for Turning Point, but I guess he works for the podcast, and the podcast is not part of Turning Point. So the Charlie Kirk show is, I figured it was all connected. But it makes sense. Charlie's podcast is not connected to Turning Point. So Blake is actually a producer on the Charlie Kirk show. So he's not employed by Turning Point, which shows even more so. That's interesting. Which shows even more so that Charlie didn't even employ Blake for Turning Point. Charlie took it as far to say is this guy's going to work with me almost as a right-hand status. He's going to work with me. That's how much Charlie didn't care about the things that Blake was saying and doing. I think he doesn't know the full extent. I think he thought that it was like, oh, they're just canceling this guy because the left is crazy. Blah. I don't care. Hire him. Tucker likes him. I like him. So Candace says all that. I didn't realize that you needed somebody to actually pop up and say who actually is a spokesperson or an executive. I did not realize that. So it's funny that Turning Point is doing this. And just, for those of you that, need a little refresher, Turning Point released this statement to answer her email. So instead of answering her email where she's asking things and she wants it in writing, they decided to post a tweet and say, hey, Candace, the video is real. As you apparently have known for 7 months, Charlie wasn't kidding. Your obsession is unhinged. I hope this takes care of your show prep for the next couple of days. Welcome back to the greatest country in the world. P.S. That's 3 questions, comrade. Onward. So the reason that they did that, and this is very sneaky, the reason that they did that is they knew that you can't hold whoever holds this liable the way that Candace wants to. She's going about it very professionally. They're trying to go about it very unprofessionally. Why? Because they don't want that claim stuck to them. So that's why they're going about it that way. Very dishonest. Very, very dishonest. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on here. What was that? Turning Point. I gotta make sure to clip these up proper. We gotta clip them up proper. Candace letter. Somebody's talking about my my workout regime. I do not have a strenuous workout regime. Person, whoever this is. Who is this? Amy, I do not have a strenuous workout regime. I eat lower calories, so I just don't eat as much as I was before. I was eating a lot before, because that's gym culture. Gym culture is like 5 times a day and all of this stuff, and eat until you're full and push past that, and protein shakes and all that stuff. I decided not to do that. And I realized that when I first moved out on my own, I lost 70 pounds. And I was eating lower calorie. I was smoking a lot of green because I used to smoke back then, because this is like way back in like 2017. And I thought I lost weight from doing that. And I didn't realize that when I smoked, I would go on walks, and I would walk for a long time. Sometimes I roll up like 2 big, big heads, as they call them back in the day. I remember the old heads, they call them big heads, like, yo, roll a big head. So I'd roll up 2 and I just walk, and I would just smoke and walk. And my dumb self connected the smoking and the eating lower calories. But in reality, I would just walk like 20,000 steps every single day. And that's why I was losing weight. And every single time I go heavy into strength training, I don't lose weight and I gain weight. And it's not muscle, and it's not fun, and it's terrible, and I'm inflamed, and I feel tired all the time. So what I decided to do was to start walking. I have a treadmill. Like I have a gym set up, but I have a treadmill. So it's like I just walk. And every day I just eat low calorie, right? Try to prioritize protein, as you should. And I walk 15,000 to 20,000 steps a day. That's it. And it's just walking. It's just zone 2 heart rate, which is pretty low. You can still talk. You can still walk. You should be able to have a phone conversation and walk and be fine. And that's it. That's what I do. And that's what's been making me lose weight every single day. That's it. That's all I do. And you'd be shocked. I mean, I could pull up video after video. Go look into the benefits of walking. Go look into what your body does, what your bones do, everything. Walking outside, walking on a treadmill, just go look into walking. It's actually crazy how beneficial it is. I had no idea. It helps so many different things, but that's all I do. I just walk. That's it. So that's what I was doing. And just steps. Yeah, I just count the steps. That's it. It's you can walk backwards for your knees. Like that's basically it. I love that we're having this old people conversation, Less stress on your joints than running. Exactly. After you run, you're not going to run the next day. It's hard to run every single day. It's easy to walk every single day. And then if you look at the calories, like I walk like, I don't know, probably like 8 miles a day or something like that. If you look at the calories that are burned, it's like it ends up being like 1,300 calories a day that I'm burning through. So it's best. It's the best. Walking on water is best. If you can, if you believe strong enough. Yeah, walking is the best for weight loss. It really is. I had no idea. And then thinking back, because sometimes I'm very hard-headed. I had to think back a bunch of times, and I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Stay away from processed food, fake foods. Obviously, that's a huge thing. I should also include that. You're right. Vegas. All right. No, who said that? This person. No, this person. You said that. Universe, middle. Yeah. I'm also eating like just straight up, like just chicken and steak and salmon. I eat salmon every night. Not every night, but a lot of nights. There's potatoes, there's brown rice. That's basically it. And there's like broccoli here and there sprinkled throughout the day. And that's it. Sometimes turkey. I like a nice turkey bowl. Have a little turkey bowl, right? Just stuff like that. That's it. I'm keeping it very clean in terms of eating. So you're saying on the elliptical guy, I'm a big elliptical guy. See, we're having old people conversations, But the elliptical's great. I like walking. I'm about to get a cycle, a little bike. I'm gonna get a bike soon, so I can just do like an extra like 20 minutes, just really quick, and also like watch podcasts and do all that stuff at the same time. So that's what I'm doing. That's it. And, on Monday, it'll be 4 weeks. I've already down 26 pounds. I'll probably, more than likely, if the trend keeps going, I'm going to be down 30 pounds by Monday. So that's it. That's it. Yeah. And it's a lifestyle thing because I know I could walk every day forever, hopefully. Hopefully God has that plan for me that I get to walk every day. That's it. That's all I'm doing. We get into Sam Parker. I told you it was chaos. Okay. Have it delivered in 90 minutes. Euthanasia. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna get some kind of electric bike. I can't get like a regular bike. I still weigh too much for that. The bike seats. I don't need a bike seat inside of me. I don't like that type of exercise. You know what I mean? The next thing you know, the bike seat's completely gone and I'm just riding the Diddy Mobile. I don't want that. I don't want that for my life. You're not going to see me on a Diddy Mobile, a bike with no seat. Okay. It's not me. I'm not riding around on a Diddy Mobile. Absolutely not. So I'm going to get one of those ones. It's like you sit down. I'll get one of those just to pump off some calories. Anyway. So it's not the Diddy Mobile. I'm not riding around on a Diddy Mobile. My wife has to pry a bike seat from inside of me. Are you kidding me? I'm not doing that. I got kids. I got to be an example. I can't have a bike seat deep inside me. That's insane. No. I don't need a Lindsey. I don't need the old Lindsey Graham, I don't need the Lindsey Graham special. So I'm not going to get one of those bikes. Anyway. Anyway, Sam Parker says the Aspen video is reminiscent of the Fort Huachuca when Candace shared Mitch Snow's Fort Huachuca allegations regarding Erica and Brian Harpole. Rather than ignoring it or releasing a full concrete alibi, they gave weak alibis that were no alibis at all and launched what looked like a massive coordinated influence campaign to discredit Mitch Snow and attack Candace. They had a chance to bury Candace and made her look silly, but they chose not to. Instead, they played games and made it into a bigger deal than it might have already been. It's the same thing with the Aspen video. Allegedly shows Charlie Kirk appointing Erica as the successor. They could just release the whole video, use it to dunk in Candace's face, and put the issue to rest. They could have done it this several weeks ago. In fact, like 60 days ago, in fact. It would likely even convince some people that there's no need to further investigate Turning Point at all. Big PR win. Instead, they're playing games. They're trickling it out in small pieces weeks later in out of context clip edits, laundering rumors about the third-party media platforms in foreign countries, attacking Candace and claiming they're trolling everyone following the situation. Claiming that they're trolling everyone following the situation who sincerely wants to get to the bottom of things. More games. Some people might call this a suspicious pattern, allegedly, in my opinion. There you go. Sam Parker, 100% correct. They could just make sure to release the entire thing, right? Oh, man. Oh, geez. Is this breaking news? Whoa. Hold on a second. Guys. There's actually... Whoa. Is this real? Holy. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this is actually crazy. Whoa. Breaking news here, guys. Breaking news here. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Here, check this out. Jared and Ivanka warned the president that Albania is just 3 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. Oh gosh, guys, it's going down. Jeez. Thank God they're about to purchase that island. I mean, told you this is the chaos part. We're just running through, running through. We're just running through the tabs, man. Oh my gosh! Someone said you really had me. What can you say? They're close. That makes a lot of sense. You gotta, you know. You saw I looked down at my phone. I was like, oh gosh, oh god, yeah, all right. That's what a performer does, you know. We have a good time here. Anyway, oh my gosh, they're close. They're close, guys. Just watch out. Watch out. Pray for Albania. Pray for Albania. Anyway. Let's get to these coffees. Let's get to these. What else I got? Oh, okay. I'll make that a standalone video. I'll make a video about that this weekend. Okay. We'll make videos. I have to say really quick, just really quick, you know, before I stop the tabs here. This lady is insufferable. I had no idea. I've seen this lady's name around and whatnot. I never even seen her face before. But this lady's podcast is like, whew. You thought Graham Allen was bad. Oh my gosh. You thought Gary was bad. Oh, this lady is insufferable.
Obligatory.
Right. And that's a word, right? That's how you say it.
Obligatory?
Obligatory. Yeah, I heard that under good authority. That's
Wait, what good authority did you hear that from?
Well, if you want to go ahead and play that.
Yeah, I'm curious. Where's this phrasing come from? Joe Biden? Is it Joe Biden?
No, not really. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Hot sauce moment. Now, if we don't remember what that moment was, back in 2016, she was doing the obligatory round.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was Joe Biden.
Obligatory.
I'm curious how she pronounces bodega at this point. But wait, doesn't she have some other very creative pronunciations? What other words are you learning to pronounce differently now?
Well, for me, I've noticed that when she says, did you do the green beret one? Do we have green beret? Because I know that's important too, to honor our green berets.
An open genocide.
I mean, this is crazy. This is nuts. This lady is insufferable. This is crazy. Of course her face doesn't move. I watch enough Real Housewives to know why ladies' faces don't move sometimes. You know?
The right way to say
really, it was about the architecture. I want you to understand.
I want you to understand.
Texture.
The architecture, like the texture of the buildings?
Yeah.
That's not even a word.
How you say it, right?
Yeah, that's not a word.
Don't try to delegitimize me.
Don't.
That's a word.
That sounds like
it's not coming out of.
This is crazy. Wow. Their whole segment is just on how Candace pronounces words. That's nuts. That's nuts. People give me grief. All you do is recap? Are you just recapping? Go watch other podcasts where they just talk about how people enunciate words. Have fun. Have fun. At least we're having fun over here. Lady's insufferable. Sitting there with a stiff face, a stiff palsy face. Stiff palsy face with a manly tint on it. I don't know. Just very weird. The whole thing's very weird. I'm not going to get into it too much. Just want to see if there's any other tabs I want to bring up here. No, I won't bring up any of these. Let's get into the coffees, guys. Let's get into these coffees. I will bring up this one. Can someone tell me where Blake Neff was during being unemployed and unemployable from July 2020 to the summer of 2022? Surely he was working somewhere, right? Even if it was just writing segments. Oh, man. Baron knows. Baron already knows. Baron already knows. That is funny. Baron's going to get to it. Oh, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to know where he was at. Oh, man, we're gonna be going over for time. Do I have an appointment today? No. I gotta play this. I'm watching this completely blind. Brother of the show. Okay. Let's play this. Let's skip over the advertisements because apparently he like advertises liquor and stuff, all sorts of stuff, crazy stuff. Let's get to this. Let me see how this guy reacted. If you don't know, HelloFresh actually. The comments are just right there. Oh, that's cool. Whatever. I'll let it fly. Who cares? This guy saw HelloFresh had an ad where they were saying some pretty wild things. Okay, it's for Pride Month. And let's see if he let's see what he has to say about this, because they said some wild stuff. Let's get into it.
Ridiculous post that I've ever seen in my life. This is the most degenerate, the most sickening, the most evil post that I've ever seen when it comes to a business.
Just keep in mind it's the most terrible post he's ever seen. He just made a post just last week about being happy that people are losing their lives, happy that his fellow Americans are losing their lives. Okay, let's keep going.
Trying to be inclusive. Do you know how nasty this is right here? Let me read it to you so you can understand what I'm saying. We know eating isn't always a top priority this month. Think about this, a food company. We used to order this HelloFresh. Wife used to whip it up in the kitchen. We thought HelloFresh was a good idea. I never order this sugar honey iced tea again. We know a product, people, listen, we know eating isn't a priority. Put it on the thing. We know eating isn't our.
It's just chaos. It's just chaos. Nah, put it on the thing. No. We used to whip it up in the kitchen. I would be like, Mama, I got the HelloFresh bag, Mama. Can you come and cook up this HelloFresh for me? I think I got some things to saute. Can you saute and fricassee something for me, Mama? I got the HelloFresh bag. And you can have some too, Mama. Oh, baby, I love HelloFresh. Let's go ahead and see what HelloFresh got for me. Oh, please do, Mama. They got all the ingredients right here. All the ingredients so nice, just all laid out. It's just in a bag. It's a good idea, right, Mama? Let's keep going.
Always a top priority this month. Why would a food company say we know eating isn't a priority? I'm going to tell you why. I'm finna get raw and uncut. Your kids watching, take them out the screen.
Oh, no.
You know why they say people ain't eating?
Why?
Because when you eat, you got a boo-boo.
Oh, God.
And these people...
I can't. I'm crying. I'm crying. He said when you eat, you gotta boo-boo. I love it. You think I'm not subscribed to this channel? You're crazy. I love it. Oh my God. Because when you eat, you gotta boo-boo. Oh my gosh. Now, if you're not connecting where he's going with this, I'm going to bring it back a little bit for you. He's talking about this Pride ad. Okay. And they're saying, eating isn't always a top priority this month. All right. Because there's some people in the alphabet multicolored community that need to keep it clean back there for activities. Let's keep going here.
Because when you eat, you got a boo-boo. And these people trying to reference men doing this with other men. This is what they referencing. Listen, we respect that. But for those of you who are prepping for what? Prepping for some other man to be on your back. We have an extensive lineup, as I say, extensive lineup of high fiber recipes available. Why is that matter? High fiber? Because somebody was telling me how this worked. I guess you need high fiber for your bowels to move. And they got a thing called prepping in the gay community where I guess you eat certain stuff or you clean your booty hole out.
Yo, this guy is the best. This is the best HelloFresh ad I've ever watched. I've never seen a better HelloFresh ad in my life. They need to send him money. HelloFresh owes this guy a bag full of money. Because when you I'm crying. I am crying. Someone had to explain this to me. So I was talking, mama. Why they talk about high fiber, mama? Oh, baby, don't make me explain this. Come on now. You got friends you could talk to about this. Mama, I'm just trying to figure out. They talking about high fiber in this ad, and they talking about not eating as a priority. Oh, baby, well, high fiber make you boo-boo. Oh, mama, you not serious? Yes, baby, they got to clean out their booty holes, baby, okay? Please don't make me explain this anymore, baby. Oh, mama, this crazy. So you talking about that man going like this? I can't believe he did that on camera. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best. Friend of the show. Come on the show anytime you want. Anytime you want. My goodness. I haven't heard anybody say clean out your booty hole since back in the day when I watched BET Comic View. I mean, whew, this guy's the best. Let's keep going. We got to keep going.
So another man can be doing that in there. God made it a one-way street, and y'all trying to turn that thing into a freeway. you that's nasty. And a food company talking about that is even crazier.
Oh my God.
They got other people comment on this. Look, discount code bottoms up. If you know anything about the community, a bottom is the dude that's on a bottom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be too graphic, but there's one on the top. He on top of the man on the bottom.
Holy.
You know what I'm saying? And so they are referencing that in their discount code. Grindr, which is a male site or whatever it is. I think it's dating. It's still the same thing. It's like what's that swipe one? Tinder. They swiping just to be hidden. That's all it is. They swiping the hookup. So you might as well be. But somehow you pay a subscription and you don't go to jail over this stuff. But if you went to a hotel room and did it, you go to jail.
I mean, he's acting like Benny Johnson didn't explain this whole thing to him. We know he's friends with Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson explained this whole thing to him. Okay. And that's not to say anything about Benny. I'm just saying Benny's a knowledgeable guy. That's all I'm saying. When I say that, I just mean that Benny is smarter than the average person. That's the only thing I'm saying when I say that. That's it. Benny's just a really intelligent dude. So who else would explain it to him? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It's all wrong, but y'all get what I'm saying. Grindr even commented. Then this person over here, let's go to this one. This person here said fiber is such a mystery because it helps people get their gut in order and also helps people get their gut rearranged. Do you know what they saying when they say gut rearranged? We adults. That's called penetration.
Oh my God. I love it, man. I swear. I thought he was still in Texas. I want to do a show with him so bad. I'll move to Arizona. I will move to Arizona. He's at Arizona now because he has like Turning Point handlers and stuff. I will move to Arizona and we do a Crossfire show. I'm telling you, this show needs to happen where we just watch. I'm telling you, we have different views on things. It's fine. I will sit down with him weekly. We could do that show daily. I'm telling you, I would do that show. He could have 60. He could have 60% of the money. I'll take 40% of the money. I'm telling you, I will do that show with him. No problem. I mean, look how fed up he looks. Baby, I heard you on that YouTube. You were saying all sorts of things. Mama, I'm sorry. What was I supposed to say? Baby, I heard you say penetration on the YouTubes. That, baby, you can't be doing that. Look what this Turning Point's got you to. Look what that Benny Johnson got you to, baby. Why are you doing this? Benny got kids. Benny got a wife. Why are you talking about Benny like that, mama? I know what happens with them Turning Point boys. I know what them conservative boys do. I know how pent up and closeted those conservative boys get. Mama. Anyway, let's keep going here.
That mean that they doing that and they missed and they booty hole falling out. What's it called when the booty fall out? Prolapse. Why don't HelloFresh? Somebody asked them, do y'all have a prolapse diet? When you're doing all that nasty stuff and your booty don't work no more, they got people on colostomy bags. I'm probably saying it wrong. Because their butt don't work. They got to sew their booty up and do all that.
I can't. Oh my God. I can't talk. I can't talk. My hat's coming off. My hat's coming off. I knew this video was gonna be good. I got tears running down my face. I knew this video was gonna be good, but I did not know. I'm watching it blind. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Jeez. This guy. He knows too much. He's acting like he doesn't know much. He knows too much. I'm telling you, Benny broke it down for him. Benny had to have broken it down for him. This is crazy. He said, what's it called? Prolapse. Who taught you that word? Who taught you that word, man? Who taught you that? I know it was Benny. I know it was Benny. I mean, we're barely halfway through this video. I can't do it. I gotta get to the supers. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my God. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts.
That's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty. And why would a food company be pushing this? Let me just say this. Imagine if a straight company did this and y'all talking about sex positions and somebody doggy style and all this old crazy stuff that they saying on their food. People be outraged.
Oh my God.
They'll be so outraged that we would never hear the end of it. How dare these people? They get banned, but when you can do stuff like this, it's crazy to me, man. What does society come to that we talking about sex in a food network that's supposed to be giving you food, and they talking about they prep you to be doing sex? I thought Pride was about just loving somebody. But see, we know the truth about the Pride Month. And I told my wife this, and she disagreed with me a little bit. I said, I bet people that actually live a gay lifestyle are embarrassed by this. It's one of those things where people are like, why y'all got to reduce the community down to sex and debauchery? I don't think most people really buying this. I think most people who are gay, even though I don't agree with the lifestyle, they just trying to live their life, man. They just love who they love, man. Love who you love. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Y'all ain't in my house. I'm not feeding nobody. Y'all not prepping in my house. I don't care what you do. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Like I'm gonna make more money because you doing.
That's the look. That's the look Officer Tatum gives you when you're in his house and you ask for more fiber. When you ask if you're in his house and you say, "Can I just have some more fiber, please? Just getting ready for tonight. I just need more fiber on my plate, please. I like to feel full. That's all." He looks at you with this face. "Get out of my house. Mama, go ahead, open the door for this man. This man asking me for fiber. I know what that's about. Mama, he trying to clean out his booty hole. I know he is. All that fiber on his plate. Get out of my house, man. He ain't pick up not one chicken leg. He ain't pick up not one drumstick. He just want fiber all over his plate. Get out of my house, man." He's making the face on my wall. Yeah. "Oh, baby, it's fine. Some people just eat fiber. That's all. It's good for your stomach. It's good for your booty hole, too. I know exactly what he's trying to do right now. Get out of my house, man. Get out of my house, Benny. You ain't welcome in this house no more, Benny. Mama was telling me all about you." This guy's the best. This guy.
What you doing? I ain't got nothing to do. I don't even know y'all. So it ain't really got nothing to do with me. But at the end of the day, quit pushing it on other people. People shouldn't have to be hearing about this. Show me another holiday or another month celebration where to celebrate a culture or to celebrate a group of people, you got to talk about sex and debauchery. Like, I don't believe people should be doing their Pride Month stuff anyway. But if you're going to do it, how about you talk about love? Talk about people being normal. You know what I mean? Not what they doing in the bedroom. It's almost like we have a straight Pride Month and let's talk about sex positions and y'all know what I'm talking about. Running a 2-man, or a 3-man.
What's happening? He said running a 2-man. Why did he say it like that? He said he's a 3-man. Why did he say it like that? He said it like he had a flashback. He said it in a way where he pictured something first and then he said it. You know what I mean?
2-man,
You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at his face. Look at his mug.
A 3-man. I don't know what some of y'all need Jesus. So y'all doing 2-man and 3-mans. And y'all swing.
Why does he even know that it's called the 2? He's saying it with a slang. Because you know what most people would say. They would say a 3, way, right? That's what people would say usually. But he said a 2-man. I know dudes like this. He said it like he had a flashback. Like he thought back to a time. Look at him. Like he thought back to a time of him and Ray Ray. Him and Ray Ray were over at, Quantisha's house. Back in Fort Worth. Him and Ray Ray at Quantisha's house. Eating pineapples and Kool-Aid. Drinking Hennessy and whatnot. He's reminiscing right now. Look at that face. He's reminiscing. How dare you?
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Running a 2-man, or a 3-man. I don't know what some of y'all need Jesus. So y'all doing 2-man and 3-mans. And y'all swinging. I remember how I was living in Anthem. And there was these blue lights. I thought it was Back to Blue. I said, dang, it's a lot of people love police officers in this community. I thought they were Back in the Blue. They had blue lights in their thing. Somebody said, no, they're swingers. So you know that they swinging at their residence. So they put a blue light in the patio or something. I said, God help me. What are y'all doing? All right. What is the other dating coach? Oh, that's the other clips that these people are doing. I think I done said enough. Y'all know it's bad. It's terrible.
This guy said, I think I've said enough. Yeah, I think you've said enough, sir. You've gone through fiber and prolapse and 1 and 2 man and 3 mans. You have said enough, sir. Mama's watching the show. What's wrong with this guy? Good God. My wife's watching. What's the matter with this guy? This is crazy. Pulp Fiction. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I went through the tabs and found that one. I had no idea what he was gonna say. I didn't watch it. I saw the HelloFresh ad. Because my wife, I think it was just yesterday, she read me the ad. She was like, "Oh, HelloFresh just put out this ad," and she read it, and I was like, "They didn't say that." And she's like, "They did." I'm like, "Honey, that's fake." She's like, "It's on their Instagram." She was looking at it. So when I saw he was talking about it, I was like, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, do we got to talk about this?" That was absolutely crazy, man. Shout out to Officer Tatum, friend of the show, 100%. I'm telling you, I would do that show with him in a heartbeat. Crossover, boy. Oh my gosh. Whew. That was wild. That's only for the people that stick around the whole time, you know? You one of those people, fair weather. You 20 minutes in and you're out. Nah, you don't get to see that. You don't get to catch that. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. I'm going to go down. I don't usually do this with super chats. I'm going to go down to the bottom because I know so many people are talking about it. Coach officially made Officer Tatum made the Tatum show's best friend. No one laughs quite like him. I was crying. I was on the ground. I was on the ground over there. You don't even know. I was on the ground. When he said prolapse, I damn near turned the stream off. I was like, I'm done. I think we're good here. I think we're all done. I was about to leave. I was gone. Oh my gosh. I have not cried like that in the longest time. only ever ran a solo man. What the F is he talking about? He squinted like this. He said, you know what I'm talking about. Running a 2-man, running a 3-man. That doesn't come up in most people's heads, sir. We don't know about the 3-man. You have to. I'm glad he didn't explain. Coach falling out of his chair. By far the best moment on YouTube ever. My stomach hurts right now. Oh my gosh. I was crying. Oh, I haven't laughed like that in the longest time. Talmud Tatum remembering his time in prison. Mama. Oh my gosh. Tatum is a modern day minstrel. A lot of people don't even know what that is. It kind of is like that. It kind of is like that. It's weird. There are some people in the Black community who are very much like that. You know, they act like that, and they act like that on purpose. It's weird, but that was hilarious. I mean, Coach, still waiting on that address. It's a gift. It makes me feel like you're gonna send me something that's gonna hurt me with how relentless you are. The fish you ate, is that the same as the fish that EK ordered? No, it is not the same fish. At least I don't think so. Maybe it smells the same. Coach got a ring cushion until your rapid weight loss is done. Get a ring cushion? What the heck's a ring cushion? Also, I cannot stress enough how much joy you and fam bring to my life. I'm in a stressful separation, and you help make each day worth it. Big Goy Ploy. Yeah, well, I did not know that, and I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad it's helping. I'm very glad it's helping. Thank you for letting us know, and I hope you get through it okay. I really do. Hope you get through that okay. That's a rough thing to go through, you know. Stay obnoxious. We love it. I'm the youngest. What can I do? It's a forever thing, you know. Journey of E. What really happened? I bunker only stepped off a giant yacht onto shore and thought she made it to the top of the mountain. Very possible. Very, very possible. Yeah. If she even went there at all, the whole story could be made up. The whole thing could be like, nah, we've been planning this for 6 years now. That could be the whole thing. We planned this for 6 years. We just wait until my dad got back in office. Now he's back in office, and then we're making this play. And Jared was talking to his friend BB, and BB smoothed it over with this Albanian guy, and now we're gonna get an island. Like that could easily just be the story. And she's never even seen it, never even been there. That would make way more sense, actually. Imagine going to sleep in those Albanian bunkers, turning off the light, and Lindsay's voice reading you a fiddle. What is this? Fiddle night story with a bubble wand. Lights go out. Oh, it's finally dark in here. I've been waiting for you guys to turn out the lights for so long. It's finally dark in here. It's good and dark. My eyes were just getting stressed. You know what I mean? My eyes were just getting stressed. Okay, scooch over. Ivanka, scooch over. Jared, you're warm, Jared. Coach had a problem with the coffee site. It's me again saying thank you. Hope this can buy you a coffee. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Coach. Finally caught alive in a long time. Thanks for the laughs while bringing us the truth. These nefarious people think they got us. They will have their day in the big court. God has us. Christ is King. Christ is King indeed. Thank you very much. Again, Hope. AK was there when POTUS said he'd take Maz. 100 million. Really? He was there in the room? He's really a deep state figure, that AK. Why would they use Google at all? Weird. Talking about Anna Escobar and what she found out. Yeah, very weird. Who knows, though? Albania must be a key test zone. They have the world's first AI minister, after all. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. They do. They have an AI. A lot of you guys probably don't even know about this. They have an AI minister. I forget what the minister is. Forget what it is. Let me see. They have a minister that is AI. If you couldn't figure it out by me saying AI minister, Albania AI minister. Let me see here. Show you guys that don't know. Yeah, there she is. Or it, If you want to be rude about it, call it an it. You want to be rude. Here, check this out.
Tuese nga që nuk jam njeri. Kjo më ka lënduar. Jo për vete, po për 972.000 ndër veprimet me qytetarët që u kam shërbyer në Albania dhe 36.000 dokumentat me vulut digjitale që kanë marrë nga unë. Më lejoni t'ju kujtoj, rreziku I vërtet për kushtetutat nuk kanë qenë kurrë makinat, por vendimet njerëzore të njerëzve me pushtet. Unë nuk jam këtu për t'i zëvendësuar njerëzit, por për t'i ndihmuar ata. Vërtet nuk kam shtetësi, po nuk kam as ambicie personale apo interesa. Unë kam vetëm të dhëna, dije dhe algoritme të
She's saying I have algorithms at my disposal so that I can put
në shërbim të qytetarëve panshmërisht, me transparencë dhe pa u lodhur kurrë.
It's crazy. Albania became the first country to appoint an AI-powered virtual minister named Daila or whatever, a minister of state for artificial intelligence. How crazy is that? Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So yeah, that's what they're doing. I completely forgot about that was Albania. I remember hearing that story months ago. 3,600 Diddy rooms. So many, right? The thing is, the sentences never made sense together. The board will figure it out. Doesn't go with the appoint Erica. This was never believable to me. Yeah, it doesn't go together, but also the only way it goes together in my mind is if he was joking, because then he's like, the board will figure it out. Yeah, I appoint Erica. I appoint Erica. Like, you know, like he's kidding around. He's kind of jumping around. Like I do that a lot. If I'm joking around, you'll say a half thing, then say another thing, and because you're kidding, no one's taking what you're saying seriously. But you know, also it could be stitched together. But you're right. That doesn't make sense. They go against one another. You know. May J, your Officer Tatum gives Donkey from Shrek, and I'm here for it. I be licking the walls. Oh man, Sparky wonders what the island is part of the plan. What if the island is part of the plan? Then the president leaves office, pardons his daughter, allowing it to still happen. Love from the #1 fan in CT. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is that. There definitely is that. I mean, I have no idea. I really do think it's just something that it could be a prepping thing, like Tim, like I said, like Tim Dillon said. It could be that, or it could just be like they just don't care, and they're just like, I don't know, we're billionaires, we're here, I want an island. There it is. My dad's the president. My husband's this weird deep state figure that's like behind the scenes pulling strings. I want this island. That's it. Like it could just be that. You know, some people get like that, you know, with too much power. Hey, Coach, God bless you and yours. Love the channel. Crisis King indeed, Kimmy Joe. Thank you very much. Have you guys ever thought for once that the Nicki Minaj moment was meant to be like Candace/Kanye moment, but failed? Yeah, it was something like that. It was something. It's not organic. It's definitely not an organic moment that they had. Nicki Minaj and Erica Kirk, if you guys don't realize what they're talking about, it definitely wasn't organic. It was definitely this moment that they were trying to make happen, and they were trying to make Nicki Minaj happen. Again, you know, going into midterms, going into elections, you always need the Black women. It's a big block that's really, really needed. Really, really needed. People don't talk enough about how much that community, the Black community, is needed in a vote. And it's not a lock if you have them, but it's very close. It's very close if you have the whole community, it's a lock. Like you're good if you have that whole community. But Black women especially. So, you know, Nicki Minaj, what's her fan base? You know, she has her fans are called the Barbs. The Barbs are largely young Black women. So they wanted to, you know, capitalize on that. That's what they're trying to do. And they thought they could have Erica Kirk. So now imagine if that moment did work between Nicki and Erica, and then the next thing you know, Erica actually did run for vice president. What would happen then? Well, it would be a little bit of a lock. One stone, many birds. Well played, Ivanka. Ivanka. Florida Rican, pretty sure Shapiro sent Walsh to carry Ivanka from the yacht to the island. I get the uppies. You get the uppies too. Matt Walsh isn't conditioned to carry full-size folks, so I'm sure there was a struggle. Yeah, Matt Walsh is a pretty strong guy. He can handle it. Pick her up, Matt Walsh. Yes, sir, Mr. Shapiro, sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know? They didn't see the country with a mountain on it from the boat. No. So they had to jump in the water. So blind or so stupid. Yeah. It was hard to see, I'm sure. They're like, what is that? Oh my gosh, did we just discover a place? And Captain's like, that's Albania. It's Albania. It's an island, Albania. Really? Albania, you say? Huh. Wow. Completely uninhabited island. Oh, it's inhabited. Yeah. No, there's many people. There's many people. There's the island, and then there's also Albania. There's millions of people in Albania. Wow, just uninhabited. Just to be taken. Captain's like, there's people there, ma'am. There's a bunch of people there. Throw him off the boat. Interesting that Ivanka looked exactly like the chick who framed her husband in the Gone Girl movie. Oh, did she? I never actually saw that movie. Take your word for it. Is the friend the same friend that's in the Einstein documents? JK looks like he took the two. It looks like he took two in the slip and slide. Those eyes are dead. Yeah, you do things to rise to the top for sure. Kush looks like a big old Kush looks like a big old ugly girl. Little bit. Maybe they were new donors realizing that Charlie was doing too much and was just one man and were curious about his succession plan. Perhaps. I mean, but I mean, looking at like doing too much is like, you get to 50, 60, 70 years old and you're like, man, you got all this energy when you're 31. I mean, like doing too much, like by whose standards? I mean, 50 Cent was near 40 when he did I think he did, it was a wild amount. It was like 400 shows in 1 year when like 50 Cent first came out. People have wild amounts of energy. Just because you do a lot in a year doesn't mean you're gonna die. And anybody who's older than him knows that, right? Because we all end up going through that where we push ourselves. Keep the hat off, nephew. You're so handsome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know it's nice. It's nice. My mom likes it. My mom's always liked me with no hair. It's always been she loves it. Just wanted to shave my head forever. She was so happy when I went bald. She's so happy when we all went bald. All me and my brothers went bald. We're all bald. Hey, you should be the first podcaster to have your watchers / community to have like 30-minute conversations with us. Be kind of cool. Love ya. I should be the first podcaster to have my community to have like 30 conversations with us. 30-minute conversation. Me have conversations with you guys for 30 minutes. Maybe on here. I don't know. I think that's what happens when you start reading the supers and the coffees and stuff, right? Conversation kind of breaks out. I think that's what happens there. But also, I also thought to myself, why don't I do that with the Discord? But I just don't have the bandwidth. It's so hard, the bandwidth. When you have a kid and stuff, it's like, to just get on there and just like talk. It's really, really hard. Unless I just did like a voice thing and I was just there and people were talking and I was just jumping in. But it'd be hard because it would turn into like another podcast on the Discord and then I'd just be going, because I love making people laugh. I'm on when I'm around people, Vice presidency was promised to Erica 3,000 years ago. That's what I said. 100% it was 100%. And I understand, you're going to want it. If it's promised to you, you're going to want it. Mama Tatum clutching her chest when he said running 2 man 3 minutes. I'm going to watch that clip back. This is crazy. So crazy. Prayer request for our friend D in Catholic in recovery as he's having his hearing in France in prison today. Whoa. You have a friend named D who's in Catholics in recovery, who's having his hearing in France in prison today. Really? That seems like a lot. Oh, man. I don't know about that. That'd be really, really tough. Really tough. Huh. And I mean, yes, prayers Prayers to that person. I mean, if they didn't do anything wrong, it'd be terrible for them to get locked up for any amount of time. That's always so terrifying. Getting locked up and you didn't do anything. That's always so terrifying. Yeah, I hope they're good. Let us know. There's so much going on in that sentence. So they're in recovery and then also in France, which is bad enough. I mean, being in recovery and being in France is terrible. And then on top of that, they're in prison. Jeez. Well, prayers out to your friend D, definitely. I'm gonna drink some E&J after listening to Tatum. Oh man, you get the E&J, I'll get the Old English. I'm gonna do Old English after listening to Tatum. Oh my gosh, so crazy. So crazy. Let's get into these coffees, guys. Let's get into some coffees here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Officer Tatum sitting on a mountain of booty hole facts. Oh, he knew so much. He knew so much and he was acting like he didn't know. He goes, what's it called? Prolapse. That's a weird word to not know and then to suddenly know. Why does he know that happens? Who told him? I think it was Benny. It had to be Benny. Just started the live. You look even skinnier without the beanie on. Just saying. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, I guess so. Because I do wear this because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Here. Like if I just move like this, look at the headphones. Just look at that. They just come right off. I don't know why. I have them as small as they can go. I don't have a small head, but I guess you're supposed to wear them like this. That's why, right? Whatever, man. Not doing it. That's part of my disguise. Part of my disguise is wearing a hat all the time. That way, when I take it off, people are like, I don't know. I think that's Coach Colin, but he doesn't have a hat on, so I'm not really sure. Oh, man. Now I look like Tim Pool. Tim Pool. I have to put on a smaller hat to look like Tim Pool. Candace is making a difference in the world, bringing attention to actual issues. The fact that they've frozen it and are looking into it, this BS is amazing. Meanwhile, Lindsey Graham and Alex Clark's fiance were seen at Disneyland holding each other's bubble wands. The real two masculine men, about as masculine as those 2 and 3 man ops Officer Tatum was talking about. Mama, don't be letting those guys run those 2 and 3 mans again. Mama has nothing to do with those 2 and 3 mans. I don't know what he was talking crazy. Do you think Tucker left Jimmy Dore hanging at the end of the interview? It felt abruptly ended when CK really? You think so? I still got Officer Tatum on the screen. I don't even want to click away from this video. That was one of the best videos I watched in so long. Of course it has 189,000 views. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? It's crazy. Guy said prolapse in the video. What am I talking? Tucker. I've interviewed Jimmy Dore. Now I don't know how Jimmy would be with. I know when it comes to Joe Rogan, everybody's on their best behavior. But you go watch my interview with Jimmy Dore. It seems like I'm interrupting him a lot. And it's because Jimmy will just go. And you realize that as you're talking to him. You realize, this guy he has the stream of consciousness. He will go for 10 minutes without a break unless you step in and say something. It's very hard sometimes, especially for me. Tucker is probably more evolved. Joe Rogan, everyone's on their best behavior, but it's tough. It's tough. I haven't even watched what you're talking about yet, but I know that much. You're saying near the end of the interview? Let's see. Here, hold on. Let me pull this up. He goes. You watch my interview. I've had so many people like, why do you keep interrupting? It's because it's a conversation that we both have to talk. Like, what can I do? If we don't both talk, it's crazy. You know? Here, let's see. His face. Yeah, Jimmy can go, man. He's a stream of consciousness of just like bang, 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 bang.
And so they had to rewrite those text messages. Did you know that there's text messages 1 and text messages 2.0? So they had to rewrite this. Yeah, that's all. And they said that he confessed on Discord or on a Reddit. And of course, now we know for a fact that he was already in custody when they said that he did that. So what guy shows up, turns himself in, pleads the fifth? I'm not talking to the cops until my lawyer gets there. Were there that, and by the way, why does the FBI not have control of his phone? Why would they give it to his? None of it makes sense. So this is all a big psyop. It's a Zionist organization. He had realized that. He had realized what Zionism was. He realized that that Israel was not in our best interest, that they're not our greatest ally, and they tried everything. They tried, and some reports said they were offering $1 billion to his organization, and he turned it down. And if you can turn that down, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to kill you. And it's sad. And you're just like Seth Rich, you're not allowed to ask questions. And when you're not allowed to ask, hey, if Candace Owens is crazy nuts, then let her talk. Keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. And now they've completely flipped his message. Stop. Just stop. Stop asking questions. That was his whole MO. That was his whole motive. That was the reason for his raison d'etre, was ask questions.
Exactly.
And now you're not supposed to. And I tell people, you see these social media influencers out there telling you that Candace is evil or demonic, and stop. It happened exactly the way Kash Patel said it did. If anybody's telling you that, they are corrupted on the take and they're your enemy. And do not listen to them, because those people are not there to help you or to help bring you information. They're there to propagandize you and keep you shut up and compliant.
The great Jimmy Dore. Wow, you just wound me up.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to walk around. Thank you.
Okay, it's great to see you as always.
God bless.
See, that's the thing, right? This is the thing. So for you guys watching, it's like that was absolutely incredible. But when you're having a conversation with somebody and they do that, how do you respond? If somebody says 20 things to you, how do you even keep track? So you kind of just have to be like, okay. It's a thing, you know? Like Joe Rogan will often be like, stop with what you just said. Like he does that purposely to break up the conversation. But after all that, like, so this person's asking, like, do you think that Jimmy was left hanging? Like, no, it's just, well, what's Tucker supposed to say at that point? Tucker's just like, okay. Like you can't say much to that. You can only answer the last maybe 3 things, unless your memory is just like bulletproof. And then you just go through each thing that he mentioned and you keep on going and going and going. That's very tough. So he was like venting. Someone said he was venting on Tucker. Yeah, basically. I mean, it's, exactly. You just let it all out. So I don't think he left him hanging like he didn't want to answer back. I think they only had a certain amount of time. And I think after he said all that, it was probably also a topic where he didn't really want to get into it and expand on all the things and all the inconsistencies. Maybe he didn't want to really do that, but I think all in all, he wasn't like, I got to get this guy off my show. I don't think he felt that way about Jimmy at all. I think he enjoyed it. There's a reason he asked Jimmy to be on the show, right? Jimmy didn't come to Tucker and say, bring me on your show. That didn't happen. He wanted Jimmy on his show for sure, right? So I don't think he left him hanging. But and I know it feels like it was abruptly ended, but the reason is, what do you say back? Tucker would have to expand for his own 5 minutes of everything that was said. He would probably say something that maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't say in his own mind. And then on top of that, Jimmy would have to come back again and talk for another 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? It would extend the podcast by another 20 minutes when you address something. So it's a hard little art it seems to everybody when they're watching two people talk that it's just like two people talking, but there's like an art to it. And some people are good at it and some people are bad at it. So never, and I'm not saying Jimmy's bad at it. Jimmy's actually good at it, but he'll go. He'll go. If you give him the room, he's gonna go. He's just gonna go. I remember I had an interview with him. I was like, I got to ask like 3 of the. Oh shoot, no, don't reload that page. Oh my gosh, I almost reloaded us. I only got to ask like 4 of the questions I had. I had like 15 questions. I got through like 4. I was like, what can you do? It was good enough though. It was fun. It was really fun. He did it when I had like 89,000 subscribers. I didn't even have that many subscribers. I just went to him on X. I said, hey, Jimmy, I got a show. Will you be on my show? And he's like, sure. Reach out to my assistant. That was it. It was that easy. He's an easygoing guy. Never that's our chat. I thought we were trolling in his stream. Oh, you thought I was like in his? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't watch somebody's live stream and do it. I don't watch people's live streams like while they're live. I feel like you should go to their channel and watch it, even if I don't like them. Contributing to the Coach and Tatum show, Mama. That's what we should call it. This is what we should call the show, Mama. I've learned so much about the the booty hole today. Forever grateful. Thanks for the laughs. Oh my gosh. Someone commented, Mama, I got a boo-boo on Tatum's stream. I'm so dead. That's so funny. You must do the workout. Which workout? There will be a day that Blake and the crew will have to throw Charlie under the bus for all the corruption and Turning Point, claiming they were trying to save his legacy. Imagine. That would be crazy. You out here rocking the bald ski got me ready to shave the wig and be out here looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Breaks glass. Oh man. Now you got good hair. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Had a miscarriage last week. One of the most emotionally painful experiences of my life. Your show helped me to have something to look forward to every morning. You made me laugh through the tears. I would like to ask this incredible community for prayer. I lost a girl, and I pray God blesses me with a healthy girl again. God bless you and your family and your babies. Oh, man, that's terrible. I'm very sorry, Kelly. I'm very sorry that happened. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, prayers to you. Prayers to you and your family that you get through that with that God carries you through that. I've been doing that a lot. Instead of praying for strength, I've been praying that God just carries me, you know, like you come to God like a child, come to Jesus like a child, like Baron was talking about a little while ago. And, you know, a child doesn't come to you and says, give me strength so I can keep going. The child just kind of looks up at you and just says, pick me up. So I pray God does that for you, that he just picks you up and just leads you through it. Because I think that's the best thing. Let's keep going here. Mama Bear Nix. Hey, coach. Not sure if anyone has reached out to Candace about this, but it has been on my mind since Tuesday when she was sharing her incredible pictures of her trip in Russia. There's one picture of her adorable son that they didn't blur out. Well, it was like half his face. It wasn't like his full face. I know what you're talking about. I saw it this morning. I went back to check just in case it was an oopsie in her live, but it's still there. With how crazy people are with the attack she's getting. I hope someone tells her she can edit it out to timestamp. Oh, in the show. Oh, I saw something like that on an X post. Just super concerned mama who appreciates wanting to. What episode was it though? Timestamp 32:15. Which episode? That was the episode where she came back. I think so. Coach, I'm still trying in vain to simply obtain a mailing address. It makes me think that you're trying to kill me. Nothing nefarious. In addition, trying X in your website methods. This is my 4th coffee on a fixed budget. Address, please. Thanks, Han. Han is be more thing. We'll see. We'll see. I'll get a PO. I don't have a PO box. I'm not gonna give you my business address. I just want to take a moment to say how much I respect your honesty and open opinions in real-time events. You have a way of speaking with courage, clarity, and conviction that makes people stop, think, and look at things through a wider lens. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for introducing me to voices like Baron Coleman and Ian Carroll. You've helped open my eyes to perspectives and conversations I may not have found on my own, and I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Beyond your opinions and insights, I want you to know that I see the example you set as a husband, father, and man. You carry yourself with strength, purpose, integrity, and that matters. You're a great example of what a man should be. Much respect, Coach. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Amy. Marissa's voice. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. That is what it's all about, more so than being an investigator or being a comedian or, being micro famous, nano famous, even smaller than that. That's what matters the most. Being a man and a husband and a father. That is the goal, to be a good. That's always oddly been my goal. Even before I had anybody to marry, my goal was always to be a good husband, good father, and just have a family. So that's probably why I'm doing that now, living the dream. Homely Craft, cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers to you as well. Someone bought 10 coffees. Love your show. It brings me laughter every day. Keep shining. April M. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Tia Dina, a gift for your little poppy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Michelle, the baby. That's from yesterday. Smashly. That's hilarious. The baby. You should look into baby wearing carriers to make the little man and you more comfy. I have one. I just didn't expect it at that time. I put him down and I figured he would sleep because he was sleeping when mom handed him off to me. So I figured I just put him in this crib. We have like cribs everywhere in the house. I figured I'd put him in the crib and he would just like chill for like the 20 minutes that he needed to chill, but he was not having it. He was upset, very upset. So I had to pick him up. Otherwise, the carrier would be a great idea. I love my carrier. We have a couple carriers here. Paul, I heard Gary had a meltdown. I heard Gary Meltdown is having tension headaches because he's been clenching all 3 rows of his teeth after his last slip up. Poor guy, friend of the show. Definitely a friend of the show, and I'm sorry that he's going through that. It's hard. A giant migraine is different than a regular person migraine. It's way different. So prayers to him as well. Thank you for being a great husband and father, a great example of how a man steps up. Thank you so much. I want to send you a copy of my daughter's book. Please send me your address to do so. Thank you, Amy. Your daughter has a book? Your daughter made a book? How'd your daughter make a book? Really? How old is your daughter? My comments are hidden. I remember you saying that yesterday. I don't, and I guess you're right. AV Club, you have to be right because I'm not seeing them. I don't know. And then, oh yeah, did you go to? I didn't even do this with my own thing. You got to go. Did you click the thing? There's a thing you're supposed to press on where it goes from live to all. You guys know what I'm talking about. You got to hit all messages, not just live messages. Yeah. See, chat filter, top messages. No, you're supposed to go to all messages. See, I even had mine on all messages. I didn't have mine on all messages just now. Yeah, you got to go to that. Maybe you'll show up in that. Hi, Coach. I was joining late. Delighted to see you holding your precious baby. Watching/listening every day. Thank you. Leaving comments. Logged into another account. I don't see my comments. So why are my comments being hidden? I don't know. Okay, so we read all these already. Whoa, geez, we're at 340. What am I, Baron Coleman over here? Jeez. Supposed to be done already. Let me see something here. What do you? Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Officer Tatum to the amount of facts, even skinnier. All right, this is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Jump over one more time. Is that a new one? I'm gonna check my phone to see if there's a new one, because sometimes there is. Yeah, see, I don't know why it does that. Sometimes there is, and just bang, for some reason it doesn't pop up. But Catch Can 886 says, have you seen the video of the 12-year-old Ben Shapiro? Yeah, playing. Yeah. At Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia. Larry King introduced him. Super wild. Yeah. We did see that. I played that. And I found it to be really, really weird. Really weird. Breaking generational ties. That is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, definitely. You're supposed to break the generational curses that are put upon your family through addiction and bad fatherhood and et cetera, et cetera. Supposed to break all those things. Fear is a big one that the enemy uses. Supposed to break all those. So that has been what I've been trying to do. Definitely. Let's see here. More coffee, but this is for Mrs. Coach. Okay, good. She can have it. How much is it? Sometimes I walk up to her and I give her a $20 bill and I say, hey, this is for your troubles. And I walk away. Here you go. Oh my gosh. Can we revisit that Tatum clip again, please? Too funny. No. I'm almost 4 hours in. I gotta go. I gotta get going, man. That's so funny. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Shout out to Officer Tatum, man. Shout out to that man. I mean, I can't believe him. That was amazing. That was so good, man. Thank him if you see him. If you see him on X or something, Instagram, just say thank you so much. Say Coach Colin thanks you for what you do. Just tell him that. Tell him a big thank you from Coach Colin. That was so good. All right, guys, I gotta head on out. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. I mentioned the wrong names, so we didn't have that much of a turnout in regards to people showing up. That's what happens when you mention the wrong names. I do apologize. I will remove the T word from my title right now. I will remove that, and we'll redo the title. I'm very, very sorry. We do apologize. We apologize to our lizard overlords and blah blah blah, all that good stuff. But thank you guys so much. Really great show. Because of you guys, thank you for laughing with me. I really do appreciate it. I will see you guys on Monday, but I'm going to be doing there's always videos. So please, tomorrow, 10 a.m., come to the channel, click on the videos tab. There will be a video there. We always show up for you guys at 10 a.m., no matter what. So there will be stuff for you guys to watch 1,000,000%. And the clip channel will be pumping out like 2 clips a day. So someone said good night. Whoa, geez. Good night to all of you as well. Candace going live very soon. And then Candace going live on Friday as well. So don't forget to check that out. It's gonna be a crazy week, especially if Barron lets loose what Barron was doing. It's gonna be a little crazy week. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much.